Hello everyone and welcome to the stream. I am your host Nessie, the captain of this ship. And today we are going to continue on our escapades in House Sanguinis. I hope everyone has had a wonderful week, a wonderful day, a wonderful evening, whatever you are celebrating currently. Hello Sage, good to see you. Hello Dragon and Hikaru and Squid and I will add to that my lovely babe, Hikaru. But yeah, okay. So a little bit of news. My life has gotten crazy, plain and simple. That's why I haven't been streaming as much. I've been super tired. Things have happened in my household. I'm all safe. Don't worry. We're all safe here. It's just that my life's kind of crazy. Personal stuff and all that. And unfortunately, we're going to have to, one second. They always do that. Anywho's, one of the big things that's going to be happening is we're going to be changing our schedule up. Stream for Sanguinis will be happening every other week. Essentially starting today. We said it was going to start in August, but technically it starts today. Today we have session and next week we don't. And then the following session we do. Unfortunately, I have back injections coming next Friday, and I will be out for about a week. And then we've just all decided, hey, it might be better for us to take some time off. Of course. But Sanguinis will still be going just every other week. I'm going to try to work out a more consistent schedule for streaming, just because everything that's going on. But other than that, everything should be fine. Again, I hope everyone enjoys today's show. Remember, I will not be able to talk in chat too much just because of everything going on in the background. And of course, that kind of takes a lot of my stuff. Oh! Thank you, babe! Ah, you didn't have to do that. Never gonna say goodbye, never gonna tell a lie, hurt you.
11 months. Woo, rar.
Yep, that's about as long as we've been dating. It's kind of crazy. A little bit sooner than that, of course. We're about to come up on our year anniversary, and that's kind of crazy. I'll probably be busy that week also just because of all that. So yeah. Just keep that in mind. Of course, in my server, all the schedules will be there. In Luka's server, all the schedules be there, so you won't have to worry about missing a session. Anyways, I hope everyone enjoys the day. Remember, we won't be able to talk much, but hopefully you guys will enjoy the show that's about to begin. Let me make sure everyone is ready and everything is set up. I had to log into something weirdly. Again, enjoy, and I will bring everyone in.
Emperor was just fuming.
Hello, everyone!
Hello!
Hello, stream.
Hello, streamers!
Hello.
Let's make sure all of us are here. We are. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Are you guys ready?
Rar.
Yeah, what?
Fine, ready.
Yeah.
Some of us aren't in the Roll20.
Bless you, JH.
People who are in the Roll20, are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hi.
Anyways. Who would like to do today's recap?
I've already got inspiration, so someone else can take it.
Yes, by the way, Dragon has inspiration today because she wore her outfit today. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Did.
I don't even remember what I did last session, so.
You didn't do a lot, to be honest. I'll call you
Yeah,
out on
that's
that.
why.
Not much. They don't have.
Most of what I remember is drunk shenanigans,
Plotting and trying to figure out what the fuck is going on in our world.
Yep. That was
most of what I remember.
There was a lot of plotting, a lot of talking, another chill session before you guys kind of decided to split off and do what you needed to get done.
As we are wont to do.
As
we're one to do.
Yep. You guys are consistently wanting to split up and cause me pain.
It is
What
it's
else
at
do you
least
expect us
it
to
is
do?
DM inspired at least half of the time.
Yes, it is. Anywho, we go. So, at the end of last session, you guys finished up your food, meeting up for dinner, talking about what sort of plans you would have for the future. And then afterwards, you said all your goodbyes, went upstairs, and decided to sleep away your continued exhaustion for some of you.
Thank goodness.
The following morning, all of you got up, started to have breakfast. But however, before all of you decided to leave for the day, Dragon, or I should say Neraina, you went over to Violet, asking her to take you guys up to talk to her parents about the armor. You guys head into the room and are greeted with, essentially Ian had come in here to just kind of sit around and talk with everyone, as well as Astra was eating her food, and you see your parents with a nice platter of food in front of them as they are in front of the open fire eating their breakfast. Neraina, you approach them.
Good morning.
You see Violet's mother kind of look up. Oh, good morning. Did you all sleep well?
Yes. Yes, actually, I did anyway. Looks at Silric questioningly.
Silric just kind of shrugs at all of you, at the group.
Chugs. Here we go. Anyway, I am sorry to bother you about this, but the armor that Violet gifted Silric here, I noticed some very interesting things about it, and I was wondering what you could possibly tell us about it. Like maybe where it came from, or maybe even how you guys came to have it. I'm just genuinely curious, because the only time I've seen anything like it was when I was apprenticed to a dwarf. So I can tell it's dwarven made, and it looks like it's mithril. So I guess my curiosity has just gotten the better of me on this.
You watch as Violet's mother just kind of turns her head towards her husband. Dylan, you said you got it on your travels, right? And you see him kind of shoving a piece of toast in his mouth, quickly chomping down, and then taking a sip of his coffee to just kind of wash it down. He gulps. Yes, I believe I got it from a trader in the Underdark, but I can't begin to tell you what his name is. He said he crafted it for himself. But seeing that I worked with a lot of elves, I had particularly asked him if he had any elven wear. And he handed it to me. It was wrapped up in a box, of course. I didn't actually look at it until I brought it back home. Oh, Violet, you were barely walking at that point. You were very small.
I would imagine so. I'm pretty sure I would remember something like that.
Yes.
Huh.
To be honest, I forgot we even had it.
I was about to say, so it's just been laying around for a while then.
At least 20 years. Or
Hmm.
nearly 20 years.
Well, that makes sense. If it was just something picked up on travels, I was just genuinely curious. It is beautifully worked.
I had commented that when I met the dwarven fellow who sold it to me. He, said he made it himself, but again, that was 20 odd years ago.
Well, it seems only fair to ask and make sure at least that you're all right with Silric keeping it or using it, since it is your property.
It seems to be getting where. That is all that I care about.
All right then. Well, thank you. Thank you for the answers, as such as they were. Again, just curious.
Of course. Do you have any other questions?
No, that was literally it.
Okay.
Trying to get a sense of any history that we could on it, just to make sure, you know. So yeah.
Violet, you watch your mother kind of turn towards you. Do you plan on taking Astra with you?
That depends on whether or not she's gonna let me leave without her.
You see that she's chomping down on her food.
Though I guess I can't make that assumption just yet. I guess if she winds up following me, I'll take her with me.
I'll make sure to keep the door open for you. She always has a knack about finding people.
Yeah. As I've noticed.
Your mother will sigh. So you all are leaving this today?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's time.
Please be careful, all of you. And please send my, I guess for lack of a better word, my thoughts and prayers to the rest of the group. I don't want any, I don't,
appreciate it.
the last thing I want is to receive back word that any of you have been hurt.
Well, looks at Violet with what we're up against. Something's going to happen, I think, but
Something will happen, and whatever will happen, we are going to fight it tooth and nail.
yes.
As I would expect. Anyways, you better be off before I forbid you from leaving, Violet.
You wouldn't be able to stop me even if you could.
You see her do her signature, like, raise an eyebrow of the thought of, do you really want to test that sort of look?
Neraina sees that look, and even though she knows or can assume that Violet's mom isn't anything like her, she's gonna be like, Violet, that's
Hey. Hey, we have an understanding. Mom gives me shit, I give her shit right back.
Neraina will just kind of nod slowly, kind of seeming to process that, and then be like, okay.
Okay, so the three of you head back downstairs.
Oh, real quick, Nessie. We had a long rest.
Yes, you did.
I need to roll a d20 for my magical class.
Do. Okay.
The flask
Nessie
of
forgot.
fancy.
Fancy.
That's a 16.
Let's see what it is. I gotta get
Oh wait,
it.
now she has to test it before. So yeah, as they're walking out after they close the door, Neraina will pull it out and go, "Oh, right." Take the top off and go, "Oh, please," and take a quick sip.
It tastes like a very sweet Vietnamese coffee with a nice creamy undertone, and it almost tastes like a light chocolate.
Is it alcoholic at all or no?
It is not.
I'm just gonna look at her flask.
And it's warm. On the outside, the flask is cold. It's cold to the touch because it's metal. However, as it goes down your throat, it is the perfect temperature.
Neraina's gonna finish her sip, put the top back on, and just look at it for a second.
Something wrong?
Magic is weird.
You're just not realizing this? How long have you been
No.
studying magic? Ow.
Long enough, but
Cat.
it never ceases to amaze me what I can do, but apparently by accident. It's coffee, but with like chocolate, and it's perfectly warm. But feel the flask. It's cold.
She'll take a hold of the flask. What the fuck?
Do you take
Neraina
a
is
sip
going
of
to
it?
write this. Well, like, she'll hand it. I guess she'll have handed it to her, like, just for her to feel it and all that. So, if you want to try it, go ahead. It's good and nice, but
She'll take a sip of it.
You get the same
Not
thing, a
alcoholic.
nice Vietnamese creamy coffee with chocolate undertones.
Well, shit. Apparently your magic knows how to make good coffee.
apparently,
Hand it back.
Neraina's gonna take out her small notebook that she's got and write this one down as well, just for her own personal notes
As a
on what
side
her
note,
crazy plus does.
both of you roll me insight checks.
Okay.
Suspicious.
All right, my insight is shit.
My insight is actually pretty good. We'll see though. Oh, 12.
8.
This is easy. Violet, you are having to kind of speed walk to keep up with Neraina as she is walking. Neraina, you get a 15-foot boost to your walking speed.
Ooh.
What?
What?
That's a lot.
And Violet, because you took a sip after her, you get a 10-foot speed. So you are just
Does the next person get a 5
you
foot?
are slower.
What is this? Stardew Valley?
What
Mhm.
the fuck?
Fuck?
Neraina can. I'm assuming since she notices, Neraina can write that down in her notes as well. Like,
Suddenly
Violet,
fast?
don't let me do stuff like this too terribly often.
So
I-
now that
okay.
you mention the whole Stardew Valley thing, give me a moment. I'm taking a picture of this.
Oh no.
I fucking hate that you said that, JH.
I thought it had occurred to you already.
It had.
He's right, is the thing.
Video game logic.
Why are you
Eat this-
bullying him? He's right.
Oh, I'm
Video
not.
game logic.
Right.
Eat this piece of bread and you will.
Ah, you started coffee. Oh
Oh
no!
my god. That's funny.
Oh no!
I wanted to show you the proof that was in that, but
That is funny. Oh my god.
Oh, that's great.
congratulations.
Oh,
Anyway,
thank you.
the group of
Can I
you.
just-
Okay, what were you
Never
gonna
mind.
do, Violet?
I was just gonna say, before like all of that happened, can I just say that Violet would have just like looked at the cat, looked at her parents, and just picked the cat up and put her on the shoulder?
Okay. You have the cat with you.
Cat scarf.
I have the
Big
and I
cat,
have the actual
scarf.
cat,
Acquired.
actual cat.
Cat
Cat
acquired.
acquired.
Archie
You
child.
all walk down the stairs and meet up at the foot of the stairs.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey. This time I didn't wake you guys up.
No, you didn't.
Neraina will just kind of smirk at her.
I'm glad for that. I certainly needed the rest.
Are you feeling better today, Owen?
Definitely, yes.
Good. I'm glad to hear that.
Alright, are you going to learn to not stay up all night in the future?
It was a personal matter. I don't make a habit of it.
Glad to hear it.
Neraina looks like she's about to say something, but then tactfully just kind of goes, "Mm," and just pulls back from that part of the conversation. So
Yeah, Violet will just be under her breath, like, not worth it, not worth it.
oh no, Neraina's just like she's thinking about some of her non-sleeping binges during her apprenticeship, but she's not saying anything because it's not worth it.
Not worth it. Oh.
Just like at some point, Dragon takes a sip and just gets +2 Riz or something.
Oh. I mean, it's crazy enough that the flask works like that. It's interesting to see that now there's other things that could happen when she drinks from it.
That's
too.
funny.
Well, it's gonna start outputting like potions next.
Oh dear.
Like but imagine like an infinite health potion or so.
Well, it only lasts until whatever is in the flask at certain times is only until I take another long rest, and then I have to
Yeah,
roll
but
for it.
that is one long rest of infinite health.
True.
Like, all you need is one of those like hats that has integrated like straws and a holder, and then you can just permanently skip health potions.
I'd like to point out that each one has a thing connected to it based off of what it is.
I have a quick question.
Yes.
A question. Can you empty the liquid of the flask into another container?
Nope.
No.
Aw.
She tried one time to pour it out a little bit to see if she could see what was in the flask that day before trying it, which, if I remember correctly, was muddy water that day, actually.
Yes, and
it
nothing
did not,
came out.
and nothing
Okay,
came
so
out.
what is the condition? Could you put a straw in your mouth, have the drink, and then straw it back out?
Nessie?
It would act the same way.
Okay. So
So the
just quite
magic is
literally-
itself, the fluid is itself magical, even after it has left the,
Correct.
Interesting.
But as long as Neraina hands the flask to someone and they take a drink
Ow!
out of it, they can taste or drink what's in it. Is that accurate? Because Violet and I have been sharing the flask quite a bit.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
okay, very cool, very cool.
Anywho's, all of you meet up. What are your plans? Who's going with whom?
That's a
I
good
know
question.
Silric and Neraina
go with this?
are going with, and possibly Violet are going with Axo and Vi.
Yes, as is
Yes.
Tanwin. He doesn't
Yes.
have
As
a
is
choice.
Tanwin, yes. Sorry, sorry, Tanwin. There's so many of us. It's hard to keep track.
Don't worry, same here.
So
Did
like
we ever
this.
figure out where Chiara was going?
Where is Violet going and where is Chiara going?
I'm going with Carol.
Okay.
Join group.
Join group.
Group has been joined.
Chiara, who do you
And
want to
Jacob,
go
where are
with?
you going?
Are you
I don't-
staying back to wait for possible news from the hunters, or are you going with the investigation group to go talk to the Sealy court?
Not gonna lie, I'm not too sure.
Up to you.
I
Flip a
guess
coin.
investigate.
Flip a coin.
The ultimate decision maker.
Truly.
The ultimate decision maker.
Heads or tails?
Tails. I just hear the noise. He
Tails.
dropped the. I guess
You're coming.
You're
Fuck
coming
you.
with us?
I get over here. Pick up.
Get
Pick up
in the
Tiara.
crew.
And Owen, you wanted to stay behind, right? Or were you
Yeah.
going to talk? Because I thought how it was going to go is the three of you were going to stay back, wait for Christian, and the rest were all going to go there and then meet up in Il Satora.
Yes, that was the idea.
Okay. Just making sure everyone has the right mindset. Okay. Do your rolly roll.
Before they go, Neraina is gonna look at Jonathan and Owen and go, "Good luck. We'll see you in Il Satora."
Mhm.
Oh
yes,
no.
we'll see you there.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
What?
Don't tell me this is a red
Yes.
flag.
Okay. So,
What do you
the,
mean?
the
Okay.
three hunters, you watch as Caro takes his position in the center of the circle. He looks at his pendant, feels it, rubbing it between his fingers, and activates the magic. You watch as they sparkle away as the three of you are left to your own devices. However, Caro, did you
Me.
fail or did you pass?
I'm good.
Okay, I was hoping.
Oh, that would have been a fun side quest, though, wouldn't it?
Side quest again.
Hey!
The misadventures resume.
The misadventures of Karrokhan.
The misadventures
Spontaneous
of
side quests.
Gotta love them. They happen.
We're good. We're
So
good.
where are
Impromptu
you
content.
heading?
Chandra's throne room.
Okay.
I don't know where the Sealy Court's at.
Of course, of course, of course. You head to Chandria's throne room. Let's get to that.
Of course.
As you appear in front of the throne, you see it's fairly quiet. You hear the birds chirping outside, people talking softly as if it's almost as if people are just walking around doing their business. It seems fairly quiet in the throne room.
Of all the times for her to not be present. God damn it. Alright.
So what's the plan
Fuck it,
now?
we ball.
Okay.
Oh,
Y'all stay here. I'm gonna go find Mom.
okay.
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 Don't go anywhere, because if you get lost, I won't be able to fucking find you.
Okay then.
I am staying right here.
Good. Karrokhan will leave the throne room in search of Mother.
Roll me a survival
Mother
check.
dearest.
And this will be a disadvantage. This will be a disadvantage since you are by yourself in an unknown place.
10.
10. You follow down the
Better than I
hall.
thought.
You follow down the hallways, searching around. You pass by a bunch of maids who kind of turn their head looking at you oddly as you like zoom past them, walking quickly. You kind of look into a room here and there, and you find yourself out in a beautiful courtyard. You see that there are a variety of flowers blooming, some that you recognize, others that you don't. Then all of a sudden, you hear a soft hum. Just a simple, like, just a very simple hum. Roll me an easy history check.
21.
You recognize this song. You can't seem to place it, but it seems to come from your past. like you remember this little lullaby at some point in your very, very young childhood. Do you choose to follow the music?
Yes.
You follow it, going further into the garden, walking closer and closer as the humming gets a little bit louder. And as you go into the courtyard more, you see your mother kneeling down. She seems to be planting something in a pot, and she's just humming a simple tune while she's doing so. She's not in her usual royal garb. Typically, you've seen her in very elegant white and gold robes that are adorned with a variety of different crystals. She usually has a crown on, as if she had been doing royal duties. However, you see her just kneeling in the ground. She seems to have some riding gear on, like she's been horseback riding or something. Thicker pants, thicker leather pants on the bottom with a flowier white top. She has gloves on because she's working in the dirt, and her hair is pulled back in a braid.
I will.
You approach.
Yes.
You walk in further. Do you keep quiet? What are you doing?
I'm walking normally, not
Okay.
like trying to be stealthy or anything, but also not saying.
Okay. You approach her, and she kind of pauses, stopping the song, and she turns towards you.
Morning.
She looks at you kind of odd. As you look closer at her face, it's not your mother.
Shit.
Her face is a little bit different. However, from behind, it looked like your mother.
Immediately turns around and walks away. No words.
Dude, that's kind of awkward. Not gonna lie. That's a that's a real life scenario when you meet someone, but you mistake him for another person. That is funny.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Okay. You turn around, walking away. You then hear a voice. It sounds a lot softer than your mother's. Your mother is very kind of forceful in her words, much like you are. And she says, can I help you?
Nope, can't say you can. Thought you were someone else.
Okay.
Sorry about the disturbance. Continues walking away.
You continue to walk away from her.
No tact at all.
0 tact. You continue
Fine.
walking away. Do you continue looking for your mother?
Yes. With the stipulation, I'm also looking for guards. She wouldn't go anywhere unguarded.
Roll me a survival check.
5.
Damn.
Okay. So you continue looking around. You don't really see a lot of guards or anyone that you would pick off as guards. However, you finally find your way closer towards the entrance, or what looks like a grand entrance, like a great courtyard that people would come in and out of this castle. And you see 2 people clad in full metal standing at attention at either side of the door.
Fantastic. I'd like to approach the one on the right.
Okay, you approach the one on the right. He doesn't seem to regard you as much. He just stands at attention.
Hey, looking for audience with Lady Chandra. You know where she's at?
He stays quiet for a second, looking you up and down for a second. She's not here today. And that's all he says.
Of all days. All day. Start walking back to the throne.
He doesn't really do anything, but just kind of watches as you leave. You kind of hear the metal shake a little. I'm going to need you to roll me one more survival check to get back there, but it will not be at a disadvantage this time.
Yeah, that's an 18.
With an 18, you make it there. While he has been gone, what have you guys been up to? Ouch.
Rock, paper,
Violet's
scissors.
just been kind of standing around, occasionally petting Astra.
I think Neraina will just kind of be, just curiously once again looking around the throne room, just taking in what it's like. And I think at some point she kind of unconsciously slips her hand into Silric's and is just kind of standing there holding it.
Okay.
Not really much we can do here. This is not our place.
Okay. So you kind of just stand around waiting for everyone to for Caro to come back. You watch as Caro comes back. No one else is in tow.
Of all the
Warlock.
days that she could be out of town, she had to pick today.
Well, shit.
Damn.
Hold on.
And of course I don't know where Court is.
I need everyone
And I-
except for Caro to roll me a perception check.
Just give me a sec. I'm
Perception.
hearing crackling on my headphones and I'm concerned.
14.
12. Shall I roll for Silric?
Yep. Roll for Silric.
Alright.
Should I roll for the cat?
Sure.
Can someone speak real quick in my...
Rada.
Yeah, before I was hearing crackling, so I was like, not in my left ear, please.
Silric gets an 11.
What are we rolling for?
Perception.
Perception.
Perception. Okay, got it. I almost
Oh,
did the
never mind.
2d6 one. I am too
That's
used
tomorrow.
to that's
That's
tomorrow's
tomorrow.
rolls. But even with that, I'm bad at perception. I'm bad.
Yeah.
Yep. I've proven the point. I'm bad at perception. Nate.
We're all bad at this today, apparently.
I just have bad characters that are not perceptive today. It's a curse.
It is a curse. Yeah.
I mean, I played the role of a. I played the role right. I just wish I couldn't.
Involuntary character accuracy.
Yep.
You watch.
It happens.
All of you watch as this woman enters the room. Caro, you continue to talk.
Oh, I know. Not in game. I remember you making that one.
Yes.
Yes.
Continue on with your rant.
Of all the days she's not here, and I don't know my way to fucking court.
Caro.
Carol?
Caro.
Eh?
She's gonna point where the woman's coming from.
Oh, hell, she's behind me, isn't she?
I
No,
don't. I
but-
don't know who she is, but I
Oh,
think I might be able to help you.
hi. Who are you?
Um,
At so many awkward moments.
I'm the Renstra. I'm Lady Titania's daughter. Her youngest.
You mean to tell me I have an aunt?
I guess?
Hi, I'm Chandria's kid.
Oh! Oh.
Neraina is just watching this with a complete and utter what the fuck of a look on her face. Just like,
And I got my family. It got complicated. This is also
Concern.
complicated.
Well, I guess I can help you then? If
That'd be great.
I'm sorry, my sister's not in. That's actually why she has me here, but of course does not make courtly duties while the queen is gone.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, So, where do you need to go?
Well, I was hoping to talk to Mom at some point anyway, but I also need to get to court.
Like, the Sealy Court?
Yeah, I've got some research I need to do.
Irony, Shanti is actually there. She had a meeting with our mother. I can take you
Wonderful.
there, but you won't be able to get into the courtroom.
That's fine.
If you just need to do research, the court library is open to everyone. As long
That'd
as
be
you're part of the
wonderful.
royal family, which you are.
That would be fantastic.
Okay, yeah, come with me.
I guess we all follow him?
I guess we all follow.
You follow your aunt down the hallway, back, I guess, behind where the throne is, and you see a variety of different portals to places, and she leads you to one towards the back more. This will take you to the main courtyard of the council. Just head more to the left and you'll see a larger building with tall columns, and that's where the library is.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much.
No problem. I guess I'm happy to meet you. Sorry,
Yeah,
I
wonderful
scared
meeting
you.
you too. All good. It happens.
I wish your mother had told me that to expect you. I would have had a little bit better warning.
She didn't know she was expecting me.
You are too much like your mother.
Life's a mess right now.
Understandable. She's told me a bit.
How much is a bit?
I know enough.
Define enough.
I've been in talks with the council, if that tells you much.
Okay. That'll
Yes.
do.
Good luck.
Thank you.
And you watch as she kind of just strides away and lets you all to your own devices.
Well, in we go.
She seems nice.
Yeah. Would have been nice to know I had an aunt.
We've had
Or
other
other
things on our
family.
minds. Your mother being a royal, I'm sure it kind of slipped her mind too.
I don't know. Anyway,
Anyway, library?
research to do.
To the
Yes.
library.
Although they did just say it was only for royals. Are they gonna let us all in?
You're with me. You should be fine.
All right.
We're trusting you on this, girl.
We'll find out. We'll find out. Probably the hard way, but we'll find out.
It's time to fuck around and find out.
Yep.
Yep.
You all hop into the portal. However, before we conclude that, we're gonna hop back to Club Euphoria.
Yeah.
Back at Club Euphoria. Everything is loading. You watch as the group disappears, and the three of you are left to your own devices.
We are left to wonder if they actually reached the destination they wanted.
Mhm.
Whether they are now stuck somewhere in the multiverse.
Yes, like always.
There are worse places to be.
True.
Not our problem.
Yeah, not our problem, but still, something to be considered.
What do the three of you decide to do?
Nothing.
Yeah, we don't really have anything to do until
Why don't you bond over guns
Like-
like last time?
Jonathan is currently being carried along by the whims of fate. He doesn't plan to do anything at current.
Owen is yet to figure out where the best place to research demon shit is.
Okay.
And even then, wouldn't he rather do that alone?
Maybe,
So
maybe
it's not
not.
like it's a
I
group
feel-
activity.
I feel like as long as Jonathan doesn't ask too many questions about why he's researching demon shit, you'd be okay with Jonathan tagging along. And I don't feel like Jonathan's the type to ask that many questions.
If he is given a semi-plausible reason off the bat, then no, he will indeed not ask very many questions. But if you give him no reason, then he's going to figure out one out, and whether it's the correct one or not. You know?
Okay.
So, like, the question is, if you do go demon researching, do you have an excuse prepared?
Would he accept it's about Anwin and no further elaboration as an excuse?
I mean, he'd still start trying to mentally figure out how, but I don't think he cares enough to look into the details.
Well, there we go.
Yeah, but like, how exactly are you going to have him help if unless you tell him specifically what you're looking for, or are you just going to send him out to find me books that mention demon?
I did have a list of names.
Right.
We can go check the Hunter Society's archives, I guess.
Okay.
I mean, with the current mission, it shouldn't even be difficult because
Yeah,
we
it's on
have
the
a
way.
plausible excuse. So
Okay.
I also need to dig out the list of names.
we did encounter an actual demon after all. So
Indeed.
You did.
research into demons is therefore perfectly reasonable and especially doubly reasonable because Jonathan has never done it before. So he's actually going to learn some potentially useful information.
True.
So actually, the longer he thinks about it, the more that probably sounds like a grand idea. So,
Okay. So the group of you talk about this back and forth. Valerie then pops up. I can stay here, wait for Christian to come back while the two of you go and look up information. Because I think me walking back into a hunter society would just
yes,
complicate
that is
things.
not on the table for obvious reasons.
Yeah, makes sense.
Feasibly, if we absolutely needed to, we could put in some work with a disguise kit and we might be able to pull it off. But there's no reason to take that chance right now, is there?
Yeah, especially if I have no alternative badge to get in there. I think that would be an interesting conundrum to figure out.
Well, I could just pull a rank.
You know,
I don't think pulling rank works for everything.
Well, yes, but if I say I want to go research something and this is my contact on the topic, I could probably make it work.
bringing me into secret archives potentially?
Well, not into the secret archives, but potentially taking some things out of the archives.
I think keep it
It's
simple,
all about the framing.
stupid is going to be a better option here.
Purely theoretical, of course.
Unless you want me to come with you, Jonathan. Seems like you're
Not
begging
particularly.
me to be next to you.
It's already answered the questions. Like, all you get is like a deadpan look.
She just has a stupid smile on her face. She just shrugs and heads over to the bench and sits down on it.
Oh no, I was so tempted to do a horrible thing here, but I don't think it's entirely in character for Jonathan.
What?
You know,
What would
like,
alternative
because
Jonathan
specifically
do?
with Nessie's phrasing of sits down, I was almost tempted to like have to point at her and go stay and then leave.
Something he would do.
Which might have actually been spiteful enough to motivate her to actually come along. But he's not doing that because he probably knows that that won't end well and he has research to do.
You know it
So off we
won't.
go.
Okay. So the two of you head out to go to the Hunter Society. Heading there. Make sure I had no pictures in here. Heading there, you walk in there with no problems, swiping your badges in, and you head towards the library. Owen, you know where the library is, so I'm not going to make you roll a survival check. You head in, and you see what would look like a very traditional library where there are stacks of columns filled to the brim with a variety of black-rimmed books, and they're all categorized in alphabetical order based off of what you're searching for, as well as an in-depth number system.
Good. You mentioned the number system. When you just said they're in alphabetical order, I was gonna say do we not have a proper indexing system?
You do?
Yes, I heard. But yes, I am going to begin looking up demons.
Roll me a survival check.
Survival?
Yes. Or
Writing a
I
damn
would
book.
Or if
actually.
you don't get eaten by the book, or
Yes. Roll me investigation.
Harry
Actually,
Potter.
I'll say investigation
Yeah,
'Cause you were
investigation fits a lot better.
because you are actively looking.
it's a
for
matter
it.
of life and death. Okay.
It is a matter of life and death.
No, no.
A matter of life and death, eh?
Can I use a fate?
You may.
You
It's
could
not-
also
it's not
outsource to the
reward.
other guy who specializes in this sort of stuff, but okay.
It's not good. Well, you can help if you wish.
Yeah, right now he's just standing there, but if he's gonna notice that Owen is very much lost, he's going to try himself. So
I feel like this Nat 1 warrants an
oh,
accident.
there we go.
Oh,
19. With a 19, you search around and you land in kind of the section of, for lack of a better word, it's otherworldly creatures and beings. And you land on a book that details a list about the hells and the various layers of hell.
Does it have anything about where's the list? Alistor, Balbaref, Martinet, or Mephistopheles in there?
You would have to start reading.
I start reading.
Okay. You read through it and you come across the names, and they are listed as champions of Asmodeus.
Ooh, big surprise.
We already knew that.
Which you knew that. However,
So
as
new
you
information.
read, you land on information about Mephistopheles. As you read into him further and further, you start to see that he actually runs a layer of hell. He runs the layer known as Kanya, also known as the 8th layer of hell. Do you wish to read more?
Yes.
As you read more and more, you find out that this layer of hell is known for its glaciers and icebergs that seem to drift as fast as a running person, constantly colliding with one another with surrounding mountains of enormous size. Violent weather and weather that is dominated by storms and howling, incessant winds. The moment that you would walk into this layer of hell, you would nearly freeze upon its entrance. You also find out that Mephistopheles is an archdevil and lord of this layer. He rules and oversees experiments with arcane magic and the nature of planes. Do you wish to read and continue to read more?
Is there anything that could potentially connect the modus operandi of Mephistopheles to the book?
Different question. Do we just have the one book?
You haven't looked.
Yeah, I've just been following Owen around like a duck, but is that the only useful book in the library?
You can make me an investigation check, Jonathan.
I can indeed do that. One moment. Investigation, there it is. 14.
With a 14, you kind of search around and you end up landing on a book that that potentially talks about a variety of different magical items that have been found to contain bits of the layers of hell. This book talks about the potential items that have been left by archdevils, as well as potential magic that could be used to infuse items, much like a artificer does.
Okay, well, that sounds potentially useful in the future. I think Jonathan is going to keep searching.
Okay.
For something of more immediate utility.
What are you looking for exactly?
Anything that would be useful knowledge about the demonic, because quite frankly his own knowledge is very much lacking in this area. And while artifacts are all well and good, it's not like he can do much with them. So like he will mentally bookmark that as useful if he ever needs to deal with demonic artifacts, but he doesn't right now.
You much like landing on a book that Owen has, you land on another book. This book details about potential warlocks that have been found by the Hunter Society. This is not so much a book about history, but it's more of a detailed account of people who have potentially been in connection with the devils in particular. Warlocks, etc., etc.
Sounds a lot more useful, doesn't it? So first of all, we do know of a few figures in connection with the Hells, so he's probably going to see if he can find anyone that they've encountered on the list, or whether those were unknown.
Roll me another investigation check.
I have to investigate to find someone in a fucking book?
Yes. You're reading
See,
said
that's
book.
called reading.
Does he not have his reading glasses? 18.
With an 18, you flip through and start to read some of the names. One name you fall on is, it's hard to read it as it seems like it's been scratched out, but with your 18, you're able to kind of look at it a little bit further, maybe flip the page over and see if there's any writing underneath. And you find the last name McAllister. However, the first name is unlegible.
Okay. Let's make a mental note of that.
Do you continue to read?
Yes.
You continue to read further and further. And you find some other names you recognize. Some of them that you've worked with in the past. Some of them you've heard about like in history books and stuff like that. However, you fall on a name that kind of shocks you. The name is Zilevo. Zilevo.
Okay.
This is a last name that you recognize as the head of the Hunter Council.
I'm sorry, the what now?
He is the head of this area's council. However, he was transferred to the International Council recently. And you know that he works closely with your colleagues that you have known, Anastasia, etc.
Is that just the last name?
Just the last name.
No first name given?
Again, a first name that's scratched out.
Now at this point, this is getting suspicious. There are two high-ranking members of the society whose last names are reflected here, and the first names are scratched out. Now this is either said heads having black sheep in their family and trying to remove them from the archives, or them being the black sheep. But yeah, now this is getting suspicious, and I feel at this point, just to confirm a theory, Jonathan's gonna start looking up, like specifically looking for other high-ranking last names.
You find a few.
How many? This is very important information after all, at least for him.
you find 19 different
God.
names.
What?
What the fuck?
Honestly, at this point, Jonathan's gonna start questioning reality because this seems like a shoddily hidden conspiracy to him. If it takes him randomly stabbing into an archive to more or less figure
An
it out.
archive held by the.
By the hunters, like,
Oh,
I
God.
honestly, if I were
Are
one
we
of these
gonna have to take down
conspirators,
the Hunter Society now
if I were one of
too?
these conspirators, I'd have burned the fucking book. Like,
It was on the list.
Oh, it was, wasn't it?
well, yeah, at this point, rightfully disturbed. Also, I at this point, I'm gonna use my phone and make a small list of all the high-ranking last names I found in the book,
Okay.
just to keep an eye on the situation so I don't forget.
Okay. I will get you that name later. Or the names later. For you.
Yeah, but none of them have the first names listed.
Nope.
They're all
Some
just,
of
like, blacked out?
them, it seems like there are multiples of the same last name in some cases, which is why there are 19 names. However, a lot is blacked out of some of these pages, like poorly redacted documents.
So basically, what Jonathan's going to assume at this point is that copies of this book in other headquarters may be more professionally redacted, but whoever did it here did a shoddy job of it.
You can make that inference,
And-
yes.
Yes, that is sort of the assumption, because anything like the other assumption is either that they all did shoddy work, which, wouldn't look good for the Hunter Society, or that they never tried hiding it in the first place, or properly hiding it in the first place, which also doesn't look good for the Hunter Society, and since he still likes to think that they are at least competent, yeah, he's gonna go with the explanation of regional incompetence rather than general incompetence.
That being said, given everything that's happened,
Jonathan is part of the Hunter Society and therefore not very receptive to arguments stating that the Hunter Society are in fact the bad guys. This is called denial.
It
Hunter
is.
Society. Am I the asshole?
Yeah.
no, it must be the children who are wrong.
You have to go
Whoa,
into
hold up.
denial for the plot of the main series to work. But anyway,
This is Jonathan right now.
Are we the baddies?
Yeah.
Are we the baddie?
Are we the baddie?
What are both of your guys' perception? What is it called?
Perception.
Perception.
The passive.
Passive.
Passive
Passives.
perception?
Thank you.
23.
15.
Nothing gets past Jonathan.
Let me roll. There we go. I was fucking looking for it. Like when my thing decides to not work. Okay. Both of you hear footsteps start to approach you.
Okay,
As
this is the archive.
they-
Owen has no reason to hide what he's reading.
Okay. As they get closer, they get quieter. Were you guys talking to each other while you were
I mean, if Owen was talking at Jonathan, he wasn't getting much of a response back. So
Owen wouldn't have been.
it's
He's
two
very
people
specific
conducting
in
quiet
his
research,
order.
professionally.
It's
Yeah.
4 names.
This is effectively a library after all, so shh.
Okay. So, as you guys continue reading, looking over stuff, Jonathan, are you keeping a straight face through all of this?
He's very focused.
Okay, so you're very focused. How are you keeping a straight face, Owen?
Just ask us, do
Owen
we look
just-
suspicious?
Owen generally is just looking frustrated at not finding the information he's looking for.
Okay. So you're a little bit frustrated and everything.
Don't know why you're asking if I look suspicious, because I don't know what Jonathan's found.
I was just asking. After a while, you hear a kind of cough like, like to get your attention.
Yes.
Oh, hello?
As you look up, you see Head Commander Kara McAllister looking right at you. Her red hair pulled back in a bun, in a proper uniform, just standing there looking at the both of you. I didn't expect you to be back so soon.
Yes, well, you know how these things go. You can't ever really expect anything, can you?
Yeah, I guess. Is it possible I can help
Okay.
you?
Do you have any more books that would help us in our next encounter with demons?
You see her kind of look at you odd. Can't say I do. The library would have something about it, I'd assume.
I'm trying to research for specific demons, but I'm not making much progress.
Which specific ones?
Alastor, Martinet, pulling up the list again, Balbareth, and Mephistopheles, who so far is the only one I've found any real information on.
I believe those are the Knights of Asmodeus, if I'm correct. But I haven't taken those studies in years.
Yes, they do seem to be connected in that way. Well, I know I'm looking for one of them, and I don't know which it is.
Why would you guys be looking for archdevils?
It's a personal matter.
Well, for you it is. We just ran into some of their underlings, and I'd prefer not to almost get my ass handed next time. It's been a field of study I am severely lacking in so far, and it is past time to rectify that error.
It's not a common study.
Yes, I am aware.
Yeah.
It's why I've never encountered them before. But now that I have, I am very motivated to make up for this hole in my resume.
Of course. If you're looking for specifically Asmodeus, let me... And you see she starts going through a variety of different books, trying to search through... Where is it? So you're gonna you're gonna look into more of Nessus, which is the 9th layer of hell. Asmodeus is the one who looks over that. Let's see. So, do you know much about Nessus?
Is that question directed at anyone in particular?
At Owen.
Not much, no.
So, Asmodeus had... It's directly ruled by Asmodeus. So, it's a featureless plane with jagged edges. It's huge. Like, the whole area is apparently huge. Scarred by caverns and ravines. the river Styx, which actually flows through all the layers of hell, finally trickles into Nessus, and little is known about this area. It's actually heavily guarded by a variety of different devils who are ordered by Asmodeus to actually kill on sight. But I know you want to know about the archdevils. Asmodeus essentially has 4 commanders. Of course, those are the ones that you mentioned. And what exactly do you want to know about them?
Just enough to identify which one I'm having problems with.
Okay. You're probably gonna have to give me a little bit more than that, if I'm going to look into this, I guess.
It's a matter I'm trying to keep under wraps for now.
Okay, so I guess go into it. Mephistopheles is the archdevil of magic. A lot of people have a food of thought that it's either Mephistopheles or oh, why am I thinking? The one who Mistra. That essentially magic either comes from Mephistopheles or Mistra. You can take that as you will. What was the other ones?
Alastor, Balberith, Martinet, and Mephistopheles.
Alastor is the demon of sin, typically.
Aren't all demons of sin? Isn't that part of the job description?
Not necessarily. It depends on, again, who you're talking to. We have fiendish warlocks that use the magic of devils to do whatever they so choose. Not all of them are bad. Just depends on what they're doing, I guess. So, sin is also very perspective based. Some people say certain things are sin, but they may not be. Depends on where you're headed. Also, if you ask me personally, gods are overrated. But really anything with that much power shouldn't be a thing. It's not right. What about the other one? The other two?
Balberith and Martinet.
Balberith is Baal. That's like the long name of Baal, I believe. Again, it's been a hot minute since I've taken these studies. If you want, I can look up the information more in depth and give you, say, some of my old textbooks.
Yes, that would help a lot.
Yeah, I don't mind at all. Jonathan, before I forget, you need to turn in the update for your case file.
Ah, is it that time already?
Yeah, I'm getting hounded. Like always.
Alright, I'll see if I can cobble something together for you.
Okay. If you guys need anything, remember, just send me a call or a text.
I was going to pointedly turn back to his book.
I'll have those to you, Owen, by tomorrow.
Thank you.
No problem. And you watch her walk out of the room. Her steps seem to fade away.
Now, I seem to recall the last time she asked for an update on the case, that was not in any way sanctioned by the actual hunters.
Mm-hmm.
However, the last time he gave her an update, that was also more or less pulled out of his ass. So he's probably going to do the exact same thing now.
Okay.
Like, it's not that hard to make up some stories about investigation and sprinkle just enough truth in there that it sort of lines up with his movements. Just kind of has to lie about what exactly he discovered in all those places or why he was there.
Okay.
But really, it shouldn't be that difficult to stitch in together a new narrative as to what the fuck he's been doing these past few days, weeks, whatever, how long it's been. I lost track.
It's been a few months.
Oh, already. Yeah, well, whatever, he can
You're
probably...
technically almost into March at this point, and you started in October.
He can improvise. I mean, again, we've made some discoveries.
You have.
So, you know, sprinkle some of the more harmless ones in there, the ones that are unlikely to do harm to anybody's. Yeah, like whenever anybody discovers them. Yeah, like that's probably what he's gonna do. Spend the evening doing, just compile a report that is like 75% bullshit, but like bullshit that he can't be called out on.
Okay.
The good kind of bullshit.
He's been at this in a while. He probably already had to pad very empty reports quite often before. So, probably not his first rodeo.
Probably isn't. But you guys continue reading. Do you guys discuss anything?
No, not yet. This is like... Jonathan is kind of wary of his surroundings at this point, so if he's going to discuss anything, it will be where there's no other hunters listening in.
Of course, of course. You guys continue to read for a few minutes. For a few hours, actually. But from there, we're going to take a small break.
Oh.
Okay.
I will return with food.
Same.
Cool.
And we will continue back to the rest of the group.
Interesting.
That's something.
I'm gonna throw a brief call back. Oh, not much of a callback. It's right here. Shit.
Shit.
I need to something about this. Okay. You can't turn off threads disappearing anymore, apparently. But, a brief callback to the note we picked up off the corpse of the other McAllister we killed.
Does Jonathan actually know about that note?
Yes, it's in the group chat.
Ah.
It's in the group
Yeah,
chat.
like, to be fair, at this point, I'm losing track of what my character knows rather than just what we all know. Yeah, like at this point, Jonathan's getting sus. There's a
He
few too
wasn't
many
already.
coincidences right there.
Yeah.
So again, he's probably going to comb through the entire book for every single high-ranked last name, and then make both a list out of those that are present and those that aren't, and then very much limit his dealings with those who are present in the book.
Yep.
Basically, at this point, he's going to start quietly building a case that if this ever starts to get seriously investigated, he can jump out of the woodwork with an almost finished case file on the matter.
Yeah.
But he's not going to draw attention to himself unnecessarily right now. But if the other, like, people on the council ever start to get suspicious, then he's going to conveniently show up and attach himself to that.
Understandable.
I'm told this is actually a fairly common business strategy. If subordinates to higher-ups discover shady dealings, is they will just start collecting the material until said higher-up comes under suspicion and then go, hey!
Hey, so
Basically, once that person comes under suspicion, they are now being watched, which means the risk if you become a whistleblower is significantly lower to you. So now is the time, basically.
yeah.
And that's exactly what he's doing. And yeah, also to address Zeta's post. Yes, this general consensus that Scotland fans were one of the most pleasant people we have had in our country. Period. So I feel like the cultural relations between Scotland and Germany have noticeably improved with this football championship.
Understandable.
Now if you keep that up throughout the next few like international interactions between Scotland and Germany, you might be able to build something there.
Oh, we've always been. This isn't a new thing for us. Like we've always been loved everywhere.
Yeah, but like this is very, very openly and publicly in this case,
Yeah,
and not
the
just
only difference-
on the small scale when you were there.
What's different now? What's different now is you're noticing it because we're actually good enough to get into the Euros. That's what's different.
Yeah, also because 4% of your country was theirs.
Yes.
Yes, and
And I
4%
mean,
is a lot of people.
there is no better way to get the Germans' attention than to somehow manage to deplete an entire
Outdrink
pub's worth of
outdrink
beer
Bavaria.
in the land of beer, like, or even in the state of beer in Germany, in Bavaria. So, yeah, that certainly caught our attention. And also just the fact that some Scots just stuck around even after they had long been disqualified.
Yeah, we don't
Yeah.
go to the Euros to win. We go for a laugh.
I mean, some of them probably stuck around until England was disqualified too,
Yeah.
which means they stuck around until the end, so... Just attaching themselves to whatever fan block was currently playing against them. Like little
Anyone but England.
anti-England leeches.
Anyone but England is an ancient tradition.
Yeah. I saw that England lost while I was at work one day, and I immediately said Zeta liked that.
I did.
Ooh, ice cream.
Mhm.
Yes, I had some earlier.
I want.
Some ice
England
cream.
may never be allowed to win because when they do win, they don't shut up about it. They still go on about winning the World Cup in 1966.
Basically, the
Ah!
common
I have a
consensus
gun.
underneath that video that I watched about why England sports fans were so unpopular, the main thing is just like it's not even like necessarily their country. It's just that for some reason they feel entitled to win, despite their like almost 0% actual win rate, and just that that sort of entitlement they project just pisses everybody off.
Yeah.
Because even the really good football nations that have like a 25% chance at the start of winning the entire thing are always really chill about it. Like, yeah, might happen, might not, we'll see. And when
What?
they do win,
Is that their most recent victory?
Yes.
Okay,
Jesus
that makes it
Christ.
even funnier.
Oh,
Wow.
man. Coffee mug
1996.
Damn.
66.
66 even. Jesus,
66.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. That is. It's a level of delusion.
None of you were even alive for that. Why are you going on
None
about
of
it?
anyone in this call was
My
alive for
mother
that.
wasn't alive for that.
Mine either.
Damn.
Neither of
My
my
grandparents witnessed this. Like,
My grandparents weren't
parents-
even 10 years old.
If my parents were alive, they'd have had been really young for it, I think. Because I don't even know exactly when my parents were born, so they might have been like just born or something.
My parents were both in the 70s, so.
hold on,
I'm eating a
video.
delicious cake.
Yay!
Good for you. Enjoy the
My
cake.
mother has finally figured out how to bake.
Sounded kind of aggressive.
That did
Yeah,
sound
aggressive.
moderately aggressive.
Bruh.
No,
Like, how dare you take so long?
turns out she didn't understand that following the instructions was important.
You guys already played.
In her defense, she's a great cook. She thought she could eyeball baking like you can eyeball cooking, but no, you follow the
No.
procedure.
No.
I
Even
know.
I, a person who cannot cook for a god, to
I know.
save his goddamn life.
I managed to
knows
explain
that.
eventually she figured out that baking is alchemy. You listen to the instructions.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Zeta?
Like, I'm sorry, I've only really started learning to
That's-
cook and bake, and even then I follow the instructions to the letter and then experiment on the cooking later.
Yeah.
I found the video I talked about, and the top comment, the one that I remember, that got the most likes underneath it. England have less European championships than the Soviet Union, Czechoslovakia, and Greece, yet their fans act like it's their God-given right to win it every single time.
Yeah,
It's a
England have never
holdover
won the
of Great
Euros.
Britain thinking that they're the best country in the world because of their navy and conquering of half of the entire world.
Also, second most liked comment, there are two types of teams people like in sports. Winners and underdogs. And the fact that England managed to be neither of these two is the reason why nobody likes them.
Oh dear.
They're
Yeah.
not
That's great.
wrong. Like,
That's right. That's great.
Or, third most liked comment, the English media is the issue, not the national team. Anytime a foreign team does well against England, there is never praise given to the opposite side, only excuses for the poor performance of the England squad. Almost like it's impossible to accept that any foreign side is better. No, it must have just been poor performance of the squad. So, like, they're actively feeding the delusion of superiority, basically.
You'd think
what
after
the fuck, dude?
you'd think after what 60 years of losses, eventually people would have learned the poor performance is endemic.
You know, I would say that that even the Americans don't have this problem, but they do.
Yeah, don't lie.
We won't.
Also, there's one comment. I moved to England a few months ago, and I love taking the piss out of English fans. The players are great, and I'd love to see them progress, but watching fans tear their hair out when you inevitably lose is very funny.
Yes.
Well, see, I've wanted to visit Great Britain for a very long time now. Now I just want to go and see if I can't take the piss out of some of the people there being a fucking
don't even have to
American.
be there.
No, but I want to go. I
Whenever-
want to see the history.
whenever
You know?
whenever England is in a football tournament, it's not, oh, maybe we'll do this. It's the moment they win the first game, it's coming home, it's coming home, it's coming home.
Wow.
No, to be fair, the Germans did that too this year. We have something called the Summer Fairy Tale, which was, I think, the World Championship 2006 that the Germans won, which was basically what reignited appreciation for the German nation again in its people. So that's like basically mythical to Germany, and the fact that for a moment it looked like it might be happening again, people got really excited, but then we got kicked out by Spain. We went, well, I guess not.
Hmm.
So.
Yeah, but England does it every single time.
Yeah, we just did it this time. So.
It occurs to me I shouldn't try and take the piss out of people in their own country, as I will probably get mobbed. So I will.
It's always morally right to take the piss out of the English.
I'll keep
Don't
that in
worry.
mind. I'll keep that.
Don't
in mind.
worry, if you need protection, just find a random Irish or Scottish person, explain your motive, and they will defend you.
Good to
Yeah,
know.
or if you plan it beforehand, call. You've got friends in Europe.
You can
I
also bring the French.
do.
We will take every opportunity to shit in the English.
Good to know. It's just sheer spite at this point. Like, I know I'm of mostly European descent, but some stuff like that just makes me automatically want to poke the
England-
wound. I don't know
England
why.
has a karmic debt that no one can ever hope to fix.
Among all of the European nations, like every single nation has sort of passed the torch off to the next generation, and England seems to be the only nation that's still stuck in its wheelchair going, I used to be a great empire once.
Oh, you used
and
to
like all
be,
of the other
yeah,
countries are like,
Grandpa.
yes, Grandpa, let's get you to bed. But England doesn't
They
have
used to be a
that.
great country. They have a special relationship with the US. They're deluding themselves into thinking they're important when they're just a random island next to us.
They have
You have
a
a special
special
relation.
relation.
That special
Yeah.
relationship is
US.
bending over.
Yeah,
I'm now trying to
that
become
special-
a tax haven in Europe, and it's not even working. Because
The
Ireland does
is
it
doing
better.
than that.
And look how much the Irish must be happy that they are blocking the English from becoming a tax haven right now.
I love how basically England went, hey, it'd be great. We're going to be a gateway to Europe, and we're going to leave EU so we can capitalize on being a gateway to Europe. Everyone else went, how are you going to be a gateway to Europe if you're not in it? And England doesn't seem to have quite realized that.
Yeah, whereas Ireland is in Europe and in the EU, and they're gateways.
Delusions.
Yeah,
It's wonderful stuff.
Delusions are fun.
Yeah, like literally every time I pay for something online, for some reason the company always seems to be based in Ireland. I wonder why.
That might change now that regulations and taxes, regulations are starting to actually not care about that. They're going, right, cool, global taxation now.
Yeah, or that symptom of the money is coming from this country, so you get taxed by this country's standard.
Yep. Which is great. It means companies simply cannot hide from the
Yeah, which
taxes
also
that they will
means
pay.
they are more incentivized to actually put their headquarters where they get the most business. So.
And what else? Yeah. Oh wait, no, forgot again. Damn it, my brain. Why? Why do you do this?
Ha-
Remind me what I was talking about 1 or 2 talking points ago.
I have no idea. I'm playing Pokeroad.
I'm
Let me finish these next 2 bites. Is everyone ready to continue?
I'm
We've
on.
shit on the English enough for now.
Yeah.
Shit
They
on
will
the
review
English.
never
later.
enough shitting on the English.
For
Anywho.
now.
As we head
Don't
back,
delude yourself into thinking it won't happen again.
as we head back to the other group, you guys step through the portal and are greeted with this beautiful wooden floor. You hear the birds chirping outside, the beautiful sunlight hitting your guys' faces as you open your eyes and you are greeted with greenery surrounding all of you. if you remember back to when you were at the Unseelie Court, it was cold, it was dark, it felt cold, it was snowy. This seems pretty much the opposite. As you look around, you see a bunch of different beings, some fae. You also see this tree-looking creature walk through the entire area next to you. They're about 8 feet tall, high in the air, stalking kind of past you and heading towards what's you see as these beautifully gold and bright lit, adorned double doors. You see them open it, go inside, and you can hear loud murmur from inside as a lot of different people are talking. However, before you can actually see what's inside, the doors close swiftly. You see a variety of different servants walking around. However, as you look around, you see that there are a variety of different creatures here. However, if you remember back to the Unseelie Court, there were mostly just fae. Very few otherworldly creatures were there. As you follow the directions, you open this heavy wooden door to the left, and you are greeted with this warm, candle-lit room filled with books to the brim.
Please, for the love of God, tell me there's a system of sorting.
You have no idea.
I'ma take a look.
As you look
So
around the
tell me-
books, you notice that they're in various languages. We're talking any humanoid type language. It seems to have there are books here.
Okay, that's fine. Sorry, my camera is being real fucky today.
All good. So we were allowed in, all of us, right?
You assume so.
Okay.
I would
You're
like to
here.
immediately start looking for anything Koname related.
Anything what?
Kaname
Koname related.
Like culinary related. I was like,
Yeah,
what's wrong
that's
with
kind of what
food?
I heard for a sec too. So
Food? Give me-
food.
Food.
Caro is looking for anything relating to the Greater Fadar.
Okay. Both of you roll me investigation checks. What were you
Before Caro starts looking, Neraina is actually going to look at Caro and go, "What do you want me and Silric to start looking for?"
19.
Anything relating to the Feydark and the species that inhabit it.
All right.
What should I look for?
Oh yeah, Chiara's here.
Hi, Tiara.
Yeah.
Wait, what
I
what
just
is this
imagine,
angry
like-
child doing here?
Dude, I just imagine Carol like talking to people and just like in face-to-face view, and then he looks down at Tiara. Oh, you're here.
And just go,
Um,
oh, the picture book section's over there.
Oh,
I can take Chiaro. I can take her with me if we're
If-
all splitting
if
up.
Tenwin said that, I think she would have basically, you know how people react to mosquitoes? Been like this.
Yeah, I'm trying too hard for you to do that, Shorty.
Oh no!
You two, chill. We just got here.
Children, don't make us separate you.
He started it.
Okay.
I am quite literally the
Canwin-
oldest person in this group.
Neraina can't stop the smirk and giggle that escapes it right after she says that, though.
Canwin, your job is Kaname. Neraina, Silric, and Chiara, your task is going to be what lives there, what goes on there, general, like, happenstance. Violet, I'd like you with me. We're gonna look at see if we can find any maps.
Vi will speak up.
Fine by me.
What do you want me to do? Continue with you?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay.
Do we have to make a
alright,
roll
let's
for
do it.
this now, Nessie?
Investigations, all of y'all.
Okay.
Well, I got a 19.
Oh, nope. Why did I say that when I don't even know what my investigation is? Because apparently I had the right number anyway. Wow, okay.
Hey, Nessie, can I just
14.
also roll because I really want
May
to roll
I
something right
use
now?
my
Yeah,
use
sure.
my inspiration for this? I would like to use my inspiration and try and
Yep.
re-roll.
I'm inputting my phantom roll there. Investigation, right?
How?
So what am I rolling exactly?
Yeah, okay, let's get the bad roll out of the way here.
Hang on, I need to roll for Silric.
Totally leg fit, bro.
I'm rolling for Silric right now. If I could get to his
Investigation.
character sheet, I'm sorry.
That's a normal roll. Fuck.
Oh, I am
Chaos,
Silric.
chaos.
Silric got a 13.
Mika, it's
you
an
know-
exclamation point.
I am so confused with different
Well,
bots, okay? I'm in
at
different servers, so
At
I'm
least I
like...
actually used my
It
inspiration.
doesn't even
this
matter.
time.
I got a 3.
I will just.
Okay.
What do I get with my 85?
You
I
have
can't-
no modifier?
Dude.
A stick.
Yeah.
A
there is no
stick, a
modifier for them.
stone, and
And-
a weird chewed up piece of glue.
That means Chiara has 10 or 11 in.
A stick up your...
You get a golden star that you can stick somewhere.
Oh my.
Anywho's.
Anyway.
Caro, what were you looking up?
Myself, Vi, and Violet were looking for maps or terrain data of any kind.
Maps. Okay. I hate you. I really hate you
Aha.
sometimes. You're
I mean,
really...
we have that Greater Feywild map.
Yeah, give me a moment. Gotta find it. To put in perspective, everyone else rolled so low that you guys search and find nothing. You find a bunch of words that you do not understand.
I think once I'm done with what I'm doing, I'll help the rest of you out.
I hate that you're having me look for this map.
Ha.
Do you know how long ago
I
we
mean,
did
I
that?
have it somewhere.
I do too.
I didn't pin it in our DMs, though.
I didn't pin it either. Where the fuckity fuck is it?
I think
Up your ass around the
after.
corner.
Jesus.
Hang on.
Okay.
Has file. Oh boy, I have to scroll back through our fucking
Overspeed.
That one accurate?
Whoop, whoop,
Accurate.
whoop, whoop.
I can't remember if this is the official one or if this is the one we took and fucked with.
I think it's the one we potentially took and fucked with because we were making jokes about it.
That one? I think that one's right. I think
Yes, it
that's the
is.
one we called the finished product.
Yes.
Alright. Take that file, eat it into a place if you like.
That is the map you find.
Yes. I'm going to put it here for people to reference as needed.
I'm going to save it just so I know. So, as you look more into it, you look into Vorthamil as well as the realm of Malabog, and because I can't read and I am blind, Mag Tereth. Teray. Because I can never pronounce things. you look into this more as you are trying to figure out everything about this area. And because Vi got a natural 20, she starts pointing out things to you. She starts pointing at this area towards the corner, the furthest corner.
That furthest corner doesn't help. Give me a name.
Vorthormil.
Okay.
So this is it. How do I explain this? This is as it's reading here. So this is the name of the castle area as well as the surrounding area. Caro, I don't know if we can enter this. This is full of like mountains and deep caverns that potentially go all the way to like the center of the world. Like,
yeah, that's part of the reason we're here. We're also here to see how close mother or grandmother can get us.
Yeah, because, like, we would have to go through the realm of Malabog to even get to the edge of the Isle, to even get close to Vorthormil. Like,
What I'm seeing is this is mountainous hell.
yeah.
It is.
And there's no
Caro,
clear, like, tunnel system anywhere.
and I'm assuming that you can't teleport us around, Caro.
No, I have no idea where this is on the planar scale. I can't willingly take us there. I bet if my pendant does its thing, we could end up there. But I
Oh,
don't
why
want
don't-
to risk that.
Yeah, let's not do that.
It also talks about how Kaname is a Fomorian, which are technical related to giants.
Yeah.
Technical or
one
actual
ever-
related to giants?
No one said she'd be easy to kill.
Think I used to worship this woman.
Like, we're talking some scary shit here.
I assume I'm still nearby, right?
Yeah, you would be
Sure.
you'd be in the local area just listening to this.
Yeah, I'm just going to be looking at Vi, sort of, with sort of an expression that says, "Yes, he is terrifying."
Have we all regrouped, or are Neraina, Silric, and Chiara still
You're
struggling
in
through the
you're
stack?
in the local area, but you are still struggling. All of you were struggling, minus the group that was with Caro. You guys failed your rolls.
Damn, not even a 13 from Silric. did
15
anything.
was the
Fuck.
DC,
Damn. Yeah, well.
and Vi got the nat 20.
Yeah.
So what would... So if we were even to get close to her, it would be god-awful long time traveling and fighting.
And not even that, like, fucking dangerous.
Yeah.
Like, this is no simple area. This entire area is inhabited by potentially wild giants, and like
Yeah, sounds like we're gonna have to hobbit this shit. Oh, come on, y'all are cultured, right?
Three of us are potentially not necessarily within earshot and struggling to
And-
try
Yes.
and find information, so don't...
I'm
And when
don't
it's
look at
going
me.
to-
to my company.
Canwin is going to
Caro,
stare at Karrokhan and go, "I don't exactly consume much of your world's media. I assume that is a reference.
No Tolkien? Nothing?
I have also not read Lord of the
No.
Rings since we were kids.
Hey, you read it. That's a start.
That's because
I
you
barely
gave me
managed
the
to get
book.
through 30. I barely managed to get through 30 pages of that shit.
Come on, it's not that boring.
Can
I didn't
Can
say it
Neraina
was
do a
boring.
perception check or anything to hear Lord of the Rings? Because I feel like Neraina would have read that and loved it and be like, Lord of the Rings? What?
Now here's the question: were you ever raised really in the human realm?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, you can make me a perception check.
Tiara will
Actually, what's your passive?
Oh, my passive perception. Way down here. It's a 17.
You would have heard this. Yeah, you're kind of like half in,
From
half out.
From behind a stack. Hobbit? Lord of the Rings? What?
We're gonna have to Misty Mountains this shit by the look of it.
Oh.
Yeah.
And who
Oh.
knows
Going to
what's
assume that's a bad thing.
going through the mountains pass is not the
Neraina's
greatest.
gonna kind of tug on Silrick's hand because she's probably holding it again and kind of be like, we're not getting much done over here. Let's just rejoin the group. And looks at Chiara, you good?
Yeah. I am good.
Okay, you coming with?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Neraina's gonna wander around and just go, okay, I don't know if it's just this library or what, but nothing is making sense right now, so I am walking away from it before I frustrate myself any further.
Guys, look at this. A number of Fomorians sought to regain the arcane glory their people once had. Some went about this by making warlock pacts with members of the gloaming court or eldritch entities buried deep underground.
The
Such-
what court?
The gloaming court?
The gloaming
Court.
That a name I'm familiar with?
Gloaming.
Gloam.
Yes.
Is that a name any of us are familiar
Yeah.
Is that a name I'm familiar with?
Yes, all of you would be familiar with this, especially if any of you have Fey dealings, specifically Crow. You
Yeah.
would know this as the other name for the Unseelie Court.
The gloaming court is one of the ways the Unseelie court used to be known as.
Oh.
Oh, that's
Interesting.
fantastic.
Such
Oh,
such Fomorians gained a mastery over shadows. Other Fomorians channeled this through an obsession with beauty, taking on the role of a witch. Such Fomorians learned how to use their quote-unquote evil eye as a source of magic and how to alter bodies through alchemy. They primarily use these to alter their own bodies into more desirable forms. But being unable to perfect themselves, these witches were often driven to use their power to find or create flaws in other people.
You kind of bump aberrations.
So...
There's the connection. There's the connection between
her and
Hanami.
Mab.
Yeah.
No, that's why. Sorry, it's out of character. That's just why Economy might want to work with Mab, not the other way around.
Out of character. You're thinking about the other way. Mab was seen in Kaname's place, not the other way.
Okay.
Okay, so that's the connection.
So Mab's gonna be pissed. But she's already pissed, so I don't really care.
Wasn't she pissed like
She was...
before?
Yes.
Yes.
She's already pissed, so I don't particularly give a
Like,
shit.
There's nothing we can do about that. It seems to be... Looks around and just goes, it seems to be her thing, though.
So what else does that say, Vi? Anything?
Due to their deformities, Fomorians were incapable of throwing boulders the way other giants did. In combat, they utilized all varieties of blunt weaponry. Great clubs, flails, maces, boluses. The strongest amongst them would wield crude shields, even. Typical strategy is to sneak up behind their opponents and hit them as hard as possible.
So pay
Okay,
attention.
that's just logical. Hang on.
As long as we keep
How
our eyes on a swivel,
old-
we're good.
How old is this book?
Trying to think, what should you roll for that?
Just check the front page, the authoring date.
Investigation check, Kiro.
Find the front page.
DC 3.
23.
With a 23, you flip over to the front of the page. And as you kind of look at it, it looks fairly old, like it's slightly falling apart, and you worry that if you like move it wrong, it may just like shatter essentially. This is old. It doesn't exactly have a date, but it's more or less, as you look at it more closely, it's a notebook. Notebook written by someone, and you can't exactly read the name as it is an old fae.
Can I try and read it?
You cannot. You can't even read the name.
So it's just like a faded out name.
Okay,
Okay.
that's... Okay. By my estimate, this book's at least 500 years old.
Impressive.
That's
Although I guess
possibly
not
outdated.
surprising for a Fey library, but
Very outdated.
outdated at
The Fey world doesn't move as fast as the mortal world.
500
that is
years is still
still
500
outdated.
years.
And at that, this is 500 years in the Feywilds. This isn't 500 years in the mortal plane. Who fucking knows how old this is?
Hmm.
Let's see if we can find something more up to date.
Hmm.
It's a useful starting point, at least. Possibly look for any information on known covenants between Konome's court and the Unseelie court.
Yeah.
I'm willing to go back into the stacks.
Could be
Try
helpful.
again.
I'll go take a look myself.
Tanwin,
Laptop cat,
Vi, you two
Nessie,
definitely.
have you already used my 19 in part of all this, or do we use that now for me to search books?
You have been searching with them. It was a group roll.
Okay.
And everyone essentially failed. You were the only success on your group.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I do another search for more books?
Sure. Roll me investigation.
Can
Okay, I'm faithing that. I'm faithing that.
Ha. Ha.
it's like the gods don't want us to get this. It's almost as bad as the two
Not a
nines
nat
I got.
one! Not a nat one!
Almost
Not
as
a
bad
nat
as the
one.
two nines.
You search around and you turn around thinking that you hear someone and you run flat into a book and nearly fall backwards. You're really not finding much.
I'm throwing a shot into the dark here. Fomorians are generally one of the only alignments and races that druids collectively consider enemies, like outright across all
Mhm.
druids. Given this, I'm wondering, given how druids tend to leave messages for each other, and I have the druidic trait for druid messages and druid language, can I try and sense if there are any Druid messages in this section of the library containing?
Roll me an Arcana. Actually, would it be Arcana or religion?
Religion.
I would
Either?
I would argue, but either. I would argue either.
I'm
I
gonna
would
go.
say Arcana, though.
Well, it's especially because like it's a magical sense. Technically, others
Fair
can
enough.
spot it with a successful DC 15 perception, but I'm looking for it. So Arcana, thank you kindly. 26.
You kind of focus in using your magic to search. I need you to roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
When I was like, what was the
Okay.
most random thing that could possibly be asked now? My brain landed on animal
18.
handlings.
You start to feel this almost like a black goop start to kind of surround you. As you try to search around and look for this information, it's as if someone is trying to stop you actively from searching. However, with your 18, you do pass. You fight through it and you land your hand on a book.
A book.
Yes. Book.
We
a
are
book.
in a
What a wondrous
library.
thing
You
to
are
find in
in
a
a
library.
This book, as you open it, you start to see a variety of different papers fall out of it. Do you look at any of the papers?
Assuming it's not psychic damage, yes.
As you pick up one of the papers, you see that these are collected notes and letters from people who have witnessed a variety of different things happening within the Feydark. Some of them are very recent. You
How
see-
recent?
within the past few months that people have
Interesting.
witnessed various known members of the Unseelie Court engaging in wild hunts atop of nightmares within the Feydark itself.
I know
Any
what this
locations?
is. I cannot say.
Interesting. And you know what else? Anything else?
A lot of it is various messages from a variety of different druidic circles and groups, and a lot of them seem to have a similar opinion on Unseelie and Formians as a group. That the reason that they are disliked is because of their corruption of nature. Fomorians, as well as Unseelie court members, and there is a Fomorian on the Unseelie court, that they all engage in esoteric magic and rituals. And this is why it corrupts nature.
It is outside of this world. It is drawing energy from outside the closed system.
Correct. And a lot of people do not like it. And that is why you see a very weird drawing on one of them, and it seems to be like the edge of the map, actually. And you see where people are drawing like this dark, gloomy area next to a brightly lit and beautiful area. Almost like they touch, but they never go past each other.
On the in the Feydark map.
Yes.
Okay, sorry. Draw a picture slightly for me. So these two, like there's a bright spot on the map and a dark spot on the map near the Feydark. They don't touch, correct?
They touch, but they don't go past each other. It seems to be like if you were to have a a double-sided cake where one side was white and one side was chocolate, or vanilla and chocolate cake, and like when they're covered in icing, you can't tell the difference. However, if you cut into it, you can see that there is a clear separation, but they're still connected.
Interesting.
I can show you where it is.
Yes, please. Visual information would be very helpful.
Yes.
Hmm.
Me get my little paint master out.
Is
When
it
in-
under the cat?
No, she's not in. Actually, she is in here. She's on my bed today.
As always.
Athena!
Yeah, she is comfy. I didn't think she was in here actually, but yeah, she was in here because I let her in here. Athena, hello, beautifuls. I'm washing all my blankets, so there's like nothing on my bed right now.
Best bean.
The
Truly
best.
best.
Somehow cats absolutely love it when there's nothing on a bed.
Mine
Athena,
does not. She loves
I
my
was gonna
clean
say,
clothes. She is.
wasn't she?
She was
wasn't
in.
there
My,
the
she was
same
in my clothes basket.
Yep.
I was gonna say, didn't you show like the whole scenario where Athena was on your pants and refused to like get them? She sat on your pants.
Oftentimes she does. Okay.
Okay.
I am going to draw this out. So green will be light, and red will be dark. And I will send this to you guys. It's loading. By the way, guys, this is a huge file to anyone listening in.
Yeah,
This
it's already pretty large. Like I think you have to have
Lord.
Nitro to send it at this point.
It is 12 megabytes.
It's not large.
For a image file on Discord, yes it is.
Interesting.
So,
So, light and dark.
so
Oh.
literally on this little island.
Oh, on the Borderlands. Okay.
Oh, this is the front line.
Oh boy.
This is some form of frontline conflict between the Fey Dark and the. I'm just going to use Fey Light for an easier distinction.
Feywild's
is near miss.
Feydark.
You know, yeah. Okay, so the whole thing is That's
That's a lot.
Damn.
ooh, that's not good. That's really not good.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything else I should know about this book before I grab it and bring it back to the group?
Nope, I think you got everything.
Okay, I'm going to pick up the book and zip over to everyone else.
Okay, so you come back, you see Tanwen zooming quickly and putting a book down in front of you guys.
I think we
Found
have some
something, did ya?
information. Yeah, accounts from other druids, recent stuff, last couple of months.
Oh, that's good.
And something concerning what looks to be the map we just found, but in a bit more detail. And it looks like some collision of light and dark is happening on one of the borders of the Fey Dark. My best guess is this is some sort of frontline, either either primary front line or a hidden front line. Possibly something to do with magic barriers breaking through them. I seem to recall that there was an active campaign that the Feydark was committing to against the gateway between them and Mithridane, from them and some other important location. However, I think these accounts might be more interesting to all of you. I'm going to pull out the extra pages that fell out and display them in front of the rest.
Okay.
Tell me what
So
you think.
I guess Violet will pick them up and start looking through them.
A lot of them are as Tanwin had found, just describes where kind of like what the worlds are, describes a wild hunt that was seen, how Kaname allows within the Feydark for wild hunts to happen. And it describes in gruesome detail what happens during these hunts.
Quite disturbed and disgusted, Violet will put the pages down.
There is one good piece of information here. They hunt all across the Feydark. And I assume they bring their spoils of prey back. Perhaps we could follow them, find whatever methods they use to traverse the Underdark easily.
We're not going to the Underdark.
Not Underdark, Feydark, my bad. That was just a misspeak.
And that would take a fucking feat.
If these are hunters, who's to say that they can't hunt down us?
Tanwin, I am giving you a free inspiration for that thought.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Very nice.
The following them for?
Well, no pun intended following up on that. Damn it. Look, I agree that that sort of thing would be risky and potentially foolish, but it's an idea.
It's an idea.
One that, while I don't like it, we might want to keep on the back burner just in case nothing else works.
Consider these hunters are usually looking for prey that aren't trying to follow them. If we find them at the right time, with the right combination of skills, we could... we don't need to tail them closely. We just need to discover if they have any primary routes that let us skip the bulk of the harshness. That may not take a lot of time.
It's an idea to keep on the back foot.
For now.
It's an idea I'm keeping until we have a better one.
At this point, we are just in collecting information on both our group and the hunters. Hopefully, once we all meet up at Il Satora, we'll have what we need or something that we can work with and go from there.
Yeah.
We really need to. I really hope we get you, us, whoever, whatever happens, that we get the chance to talk to your mother and grandmother soon.
Yeah. Here's something. Violet's gonna just check in on Astra, because she's still kind of, I'd imagine she'd still be on her shoulders, but she's gonna kind of watch her behavior.
Astra's just kind of sitting on your shoulder, just kind of sniffing the
Cats
air.
doing what cats do.
Tail swishes a bit.
Does it look like she's tracking something?
Animal handling?
Works for me.
How much you want to bet she's tracking Tanwin?
If she's
Unlikely.
If she's tracking Tanwin, that'd be hilarious. 3.
Oh,
She's just kind of sniffing around. She doesn't seem to be doing much. Just kind of sitting
Give
still,
the cat a pet.
doing cat-like
I'm
Pet the
things.
cat.
Just gonna give
Pet
her a
the cat.
pet then.
Yeah.
She kind
Cat
of
would be
rubs
pet.
against your hand and purrs.
Well, it was worth
Being
a
nice
shot,
to
I know
animals
you're-
is always a win.
Oh, she's a smart little thing. I don't know if she's been picking up on anything.
Well,
You know what? Out of character question.
Okay.
Would sentient books count? Would sentient books be a valid target for detect thoughts?
Okay.
That is a good question.
that is
a
certainly a
good
question. Yeah.
I'm curious because I also have detect thoughts.
Detect thoughts lets you scan and search an area for thoughts.
Of certain creatures, does a sentient book count as a creature?
Depends how sentient is the book.
If the book is a mimic, then
Ah,
See,
Mimics
mimics,
are
mimics,
creatures.
are
Mimics are creatures.
creatures. Mimics
Yes,
are
they are.
creatures.
The question we
However,
really
a
should be asking-
sentient book, it depends on if it's a mimic or if it is. I can't say much past that.
yeah.
The
It
question
would
we have to ask
depend
though,
on whether it's a mimic or a possessed book.
Correct.
does it have a soul?
Correct.
Yes.
That is the biggest
That's
thing.
the key question here.
My answer is you most certainly can try.
Yeah.
I mean, worst case scenario, it just
How-
doesn't work. So.
Yeah, exactly.
If there's a mimic disguised as a book in this library, it's gonna be an interesting conversation.
My out of character, I would love that. In character, it'd be like, that's a thing.
okay.
Like the
Okay,
Artificer in Neraina would be like, I know this is a bad thing, but this is so cool.
In the future,
You
like
know
any
what?
book will be poked with a sharp stick before it gets open.
You know what?
Stab, stab.
I'm
I feel
going
like if the
to
book
do
was
that.
a mimic, you'd be unable to open the book.
Yeah, there
It's
is.
a skilled
Open
mimic.
the book and its teeth would wait me.
Yeah.
It's like the
Okay,
monster book
so-
of monsters from Harry Potter.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to. Should I do detect thoughts or detect magic first?
You know what
Uh,
happens if you do detect magic?
thoughts, and I'll double up with detect magic. How about that?
Sounds good. I'm doing that. I'm casting detect thoughts in scanning mode.
Okay, so your detect thoughts go out. You hear everyone's thought. Like, are you doing surface level thoughts or?
This is scanning mode, not penetrating mode. This means I just detect the presence of thinking creatures. It doesn't mean I get reads on them.
Sense everyone around you. However, you feel a small, tiny energy from the top floor of this library.
Cool,
a rat.
I have wings. I am going there.
I
You
feel like this is a good time to activate my sight.
okay? Yeah.
Your what?
Detect magic for free.
So
Oh,
detect magic. You sense everyone's magic here. Also, all the magical items here. Some of these books are magical, and you kind of see the room light up with speckles of like green, or not green, gold magical books all around, like various spell books, etc., etc. However, you see a small little orb of magic about 50 feet above you, and you see Tanwin flying off in the same direction.
So why is it when I cast detect magic, I get blinded by the power of the sun, But when
You
he
cast
does
it
it, he
in
gets
the
the
fucking magic school. That's on you, man.
You can't
Yeah.
deny that. You can't deny it.
And I have excessive training in this. I went to the magic school.
And I'm 100 years old, so
That don't mean shit. Age just a number.
Yes, exactly. That spoken like a true.
Okay, can we move on?
Okay, Nessie,
Yes.
can I tell roughly what school of magic this orb is radiating?
I hate when you ask me this.
Did we get him?
Did
I
we get
hate
it?
all of you. I would say you get enchantment.
Okay, not what I was expecting.
Interesting.
Tanwin, what is that?
let's see, what is that?
What?
So as you
What is that?
approach, you look around and you see this because you still have the detect thoughts up, right?
Yes.
So as you float up, your magic kind of moving towards it, you see this orb try to run away.
Wait, come back, little
Okay,
one.
hang on.
I try to first gently speak to the orb before chasing.
Why?
See if I can show it I'm not trying to mean any harm.
Times like these, I wish I had Force Cade.
I mean, I
It-
have Cage of Briars. Yes, Nessie?
It runs away from you still.
I'll follow it, not too hurriedly. Keeping a distance, making sure not to make it look like I'm chasing it too hard.
You see it move, Caro, from down below. And
Hmm?
you see Tanwin try to follow behind it.
What's
Where's
happening?
it going?
You know?
It seems to try to run to the opposite side of the library, then it kind of like stops for a second, then it heads down, and then you see it like try to run further the opposite direction of Tanwin, trying to stay away.
Am I allowed to switch the focus of my detect thoughts to surface level thoughts? Since now I have a target.
That would be a save, right?
Only if I do deep prodding. Surface level thoughts aren't a... Oh, actually, let me quickly check the wording. So, surface thoughts are easy. Deeper probes are wisdom saving throws.
Okay, so you reach out your hand to kind of see if you can catch the thoughts. And you hear a small voice saying, "Oh no, he found me. Oh no, he found me. Oh no."
Wait a second, is this? Oh.
What?
I mean, it specifies creature.
If you know who I am, then you know you're not going to get away from me. Because I am too curious for my own good.
You say this out loud?
Yes, to the orb.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Ooh.
Persuasion. That is
Persuasion.
persuasion. I have a +1. 14.
Okay. You see the orb of light kind of stop, and it seems to bounce in place. And then it just kind of stays there.
Alright.
Kevin?
I'm not entirely certain. This little one here seems to know me. I don't know them.
Know
yet.
you or know everyone?
Possible distinction. Do you care to give us information, or at least tell us your name? I directed that at the orb.
I know. You
Okay.
watch as this little orb glides up and lands on the table in between all of you. And you see this little creature.
Little creature. Hello.
She is about
I can't see yet.
6 to 9 inches tall.
Oh, she's tiny.
That's a big
Oh shit.
range there. That's like a 50% difference there.
She's small.
She's small.
Ah,
Hello.
And I will enlarge the photo so you guys can see it.
oh my god. I zoomed in so I could see it.
Aim, how
Aw.
dare you?
Pretty.
Oh, she's cute. She's cute.
Ah.
Hey, I just zoomed back out, damn you.
Twice I did that. Keck.
Yeah.
Kick.
Hello, small one.
Is there a reason you've been observing us?
We're not gonna hurt you. We just need to know why you're here.
And she just kind of crawls up in a ball.
I'm going to get closer and try and gently. I don't know. How does one gently comfort a 6 to 9 inch creature?
She is about a fourth of your size, Tanwin.
Okay, I'll give a pat. I'll give a pat.
You kind of pat her head, and she looks up at you, Tanwin.
I'll give a gentle smile.
Are you Aurelia's brother?
My expression is going to freeze. Did you know Aurelia? Yes, she's my sister.
Yeah, she sent me. I escaped.
From Koname?
Mhm.
How?
Later.
I just,
It's okay. Take your time.
I don't know how to explain it, but she kind of sent me here to come find you, and then I couldn't find you, and then I was searching everywhere, and then I somehow landed here, and then all of a sudden you showed up, and I was just like, and she just keeps going on and on and on. Her,
It's okay. Calm down.
I'm
Canwin, that's your new job.
Karrokhan, please be quiet for a second. I'm going to just pull her in and give her a small hug.
Aww.
She just kind
Okay.
of
You're here.
she kind of curls up into your arms. As you look at her more closely, even though the picture's really nice, You can see that her clothes are in tatters. Her wing is sort of shredded on the bottom side. She has cuts and bruises on her. She looks pretty beaten up.
Oh god.
Oh
Does-
dear.
Oh.
Does anyone have
Oh.
a recovery spell?
I might.
I have a med kit. I have a med kit. That's about
I
it.
have lesser restoration, and actually, let me check my out of character. Let me check my spells again, real quick.
I know you get.
I have cure
wounds. I
wounds.
don't know if you have it prepped.
I have cure wounds
does
prepped.
she-
I have lesser restoration prepped.
Which one's
I
more
think-
powerful, restoration or cure wounds?
Let me
Cure
find out.
wounds just gives health. Lesser restoration is more for conditions.
Okay, intuitively I would feel lesser restoration is better as long as she's not like visibly hurt with wounds. Like if she's just battered and beaten, lesser restoration is better, I believe. Am I correct in that assumption, Nessie?
No.
Okay.
No, the condition for lesser restoration, you can end either one disease or one condition. The condition can be blinded, deafened, paralyzed, or
Yeah.
poisoned.
Okay.
I do also have Aura of Vitality, though. Healing energy radiates from you in an aura within a 30-foot radius.
As that's an
yeah.
AoE spell, I think it's best we just stick to cure wounds.
Okay.
Neraina, do you think you could help her? She is rather
I can
and
absolutely
battered.
try. I can
Thank you.
absolutely try. But she will look at our new
Mhm.
friend and go, is it okay? Can I cast Cure Wounds on you?
Yes.
While she does that, I'll go ahead and ask her. You
Alright.
didn't tell me your name.
Amira.
Amira. Nice name.
Casting Cure Wounds, I believe at first level. I need to roll something. Why can't I find it? There it is. I need to roll number of hit points equal to 1d8 plus my spellcasting ability modifier. So I just roll a d8
8 plus in.
which is plus 9. So
Ooh.
Not your
Oh.
save thing. Just your intelligence modifier.
all right. I need to double check that.
So I
then.
believe that is +5.
All the way
Still
back
good.
here. That's the saving throws. Intelligence, yes, +5. There we go. 13.
Wow, that's max.
Max.
You see her get imbued with healing as most of her wounds seem to heal up and close. She's still bruised in some areas, but her in your hands, she's like a little kitten almost, that size of like a newborn kitten.
No.
Just in
Whose
your
hand
hands.
is she in mine? Did I have to touch her for this? I can't remember
Yes.
if this is okay. So yeah, I'd have
she-
gently scooped her up and casted Cure Wounds.
Is
There you
her wing better? Is it no longer shredded at the end?
It's damaged, but it's still shredded. But at
But
she's
least
better.
she is no longer looking like she's in pain.
I don't think I can do anything about your wing, and I'm sorry for that.
It's okay. Thank you though.
Still holding her gently.
Are you feeling better, Amira?
I am. Thank you. Thank all of you. Aurelia sent me here to find you, to tell you that she's still alive. However,
When did you last see her?
oh gosh, several months ago. Maybe longer than that, I don't know. But
Don't worry.
she's stuck. And it's hard to explain how she's stuck because I don't understand it either.
out of character, does she stay in my hands or does she?
Yeah, she's standing
okay,
in your
so-
hands.
Neraina is just standing there looking at her gently, but with a little bit of curiosity. But she's not going to say anything. She's just listening to their conversation and gently holding her in her cupped hands. So
I think at this point, Violet is kind of like scruffing Astrid to make sure she doesn't attack.
When I overheard that you guys were talking about Kaname, it made me think. And then it made me direct myself towards you guys, and, well, now that's why I'm here. But anyways, as you can see, I give off light. Many of us small fairies do. And Kaname likes to capture us and put us in bottles. She has Aurelia in a bottle and is siphoning magic from her. And is using it.
Disgusting.
Tanwin is going to look away from Amira so she doesn't see the hatred that is scrolling across his face at this moment.
Ooh.
that is
Roll me
how cruel.
a deception check.
That is foul.
Sin magic.
120 plus. I don't know what my deception skill is. It is a +1 again, charisma.
You're not a very charismatic character.
Not 20 though.
Anyway.
Okay.
You were saying that?
You turn your head and you hide it well enough that she doesn't notice. However, everyone else says various things about what she's doing. I must warn you. The road to Kaname is dangerous. Very,
We know.
very dangerous.
Yeah.
We know.
Danger follows us like a storm cloud,
It does.
unfortunately.
And
No,
be fair,
as
we're-
in there is a wild hunt going on now.
we
How
just
long do you anticipate it lasting?
I have no idea. But to be
I
careful.
believe- Well, I don't think we're thinking of facing her just yet. We're nowhere near strong enough for that.
And if
Are
the
these
hunt is going on right now, that could come to our advantage. Once we are ready, they could
Yes.
already be on the retreat.
But-
We could execute my earlier plan. Potentially even easier.
Potentially. And
Potentially.
Neraina's gonna look at was it Amira or Amara?
Amara.
Amara.
No.
Amara, are they specifically hunting your people or what are they hunting?
Everything. From what I saw, even Feywild creatures, and I don't know how they got Feywild creatures. I'm from
It
the
sounds like a mass
Feywild.
poaching.
She got me. There are many ways.
She needs magic. You said she's siphoning magic from
That's-
Tanwin's sister.
She's siphoning magic. That's something I didn't think of. Why would that's not her MO.
Could she
Out
be
of
using
character. Out of character. Does Violet know anything about Kaname siphoning magic? Is this common knowledge?
Roll me a history check.
Okay. My history is shit, but you know what? We don't care.
Fuck it, we ball.
Shit. Fuck it, we
Fuck it, we
ball.
ball.
Trying to-
Any information we can get.
Neraina wouldn't have a clue not being in the Underdark. She wouldn't know anything about it.
15.
you'd have no idea.
Okay. I figured, but better to ask.
15.
Violet, you never had a lot of in-depth interactions with Kaname to find out what her MO is, actually. You knew her as someone to gather up humanoid people to join her little cult that she does with Asmodeus, but you don't know much past that.
in character, Neraina will be okay. So she's siphoning magic and she's hunting magical creatures. She needs the magic for something.
And it's not her magic that she needs. Because she runs an entire coven with an archdevil. She's got magic. Why does she specifically need magic from fairies,
Nessie.
light fairies?
Is there a role Neraina
Oh.
could make to see if she can think of anything
In character, I think.
being an artificer and working with stuff like, armor or magic or whatever? Is there some sort of role Neraina can make to see if she can think of anything that would need siphoned magic?
Before we interject, Nessie, I want to have a question. Can I have a roll to determine if I'm correct in thinking this has a connection to that light and dark section on the map I saw earlier?
Too many things happening.
Sorry, Nessie.
It's one of those I'm trying to think.
Lore!
Roll me a nature check. Tanwin.
Me.
Nature.
Okay.
Nature. I have a +5 to nature.
And
23.
Neraina.
Could I argue Arcana for that? For my
You
roll?
could. I would be okay with that. With
Good,
your
because that's one of my better rolls.
3 Tanwin. Ah, fuck. How do I give this to you? It's not
Does it have to do
so
with-
much the light and dark side, as that seems to be the integral, border of the map, of, the Fey Dark and the Fey Wilds. It is more along the lines of magic equals power.
So that's a coalescence point. Perhaps.
With your 20, Neraina, magic can be infused in anything. Armor, weapons, potions, people. Anything that you can imagine, you can put magic in. You can
Neraina's
also
gonna
take
kinda
magic away.
Yeah, Neraina's gonna huff out a breath and go, magic can be used to... I used it to infuse Owen's gun just now. It can be used to infuse almost anything, even people. But it can also be
What?
taken away, which is what she's doing.
Magic
would-
is power.
It is.
You know what I
She
really...
is amassing magical power for something. That is, I know that's it's probably a given that anyone could come
Some
up with. But
decisive move.
it's
That's
gotta be
bad.
something big if they're doing wild hunts for this, for
And
magical creatures though.
I have a theory. A theory I don't like. She's harvesting specifically magic from residents of the Feywilds. What if this is because she needs magic that can be camouflaged? Magic that will not be rejected by other magic. Possibly to push through, to inject into a beachhead, break defenses, and open it up.
Out of character again, as an artificer, would Neraina think this is possible?
I think for the first time ever, Tony is learning to think with his brain of not the sense of more human-based stuff, but Feywild stuff. What the fuck, Tony? Where is this at the beginning of the campaign?
Fucking finally!
I'm sorry. I need information and context. You have given me none until this moment.
Well, the dice have been in our favor.
The dice have been in your favor. You are riding the correct line, Tony.
This is
Oh,
And
at the level, the rate
and
at which
you're-
they're collecting. Oh, they're planning how long this hunt. When is the next major event between all of the courts taking place? Things like, when is the next major court meeting happening? Couple months?
you have no idea.
Karrokhan?
We need to get that information.
I ain't been in court yet, brother. This is my first time being
My
here.
question still stands, just because now I'm curious as to hear your
I
answer.
think
Repeat
when
what
this
you were
hunt
saying,
ends,
Neraina.
Narrate as an artificer. Tanwin was saying something about Tony. What were you saying? Like putting it into like a beachhead or using it so it wouldn't be rejected.
Mhm.
The magic wouldn't be rejected. Stuff like that. Would Neraina think that's possible?
With your 20, you don't know. However, you know people who might know.
So we talking Fulbrook?
Either him or Liza. I'll give you that.
Okay.
All of you,
Neraina's gonna look
all
at-
of you, fucking get inspos tonight.
What?
Fucking hell!
You're gonna double inspo?
Like all of you. Well, you don't get an additional one, but all of you get
Aw.
an inspo to keep. Even Jonathan and Owen. Fuck. After this whole shit, I'm just like,
Keep?
you guys.
Like-
yeah, to keep.
Let's go.
Okay, like
Okay, so-
permanently, or just for until like next session?
This
Until you
is
use it.
Until
very
oh,
bad.
cool. All right.
Chances are... Sorry, are we still in character or out of character at the moment?
I'm getting back into character.
Yeah, I was getting back into character as well.
I would like to have Neraina look at Tanwin and go, "Your idea has merit. I need to talk. I have people that I can get answers from. I need
Please
to
do.
talk to either Thulbrek or Liza or both. And as soon as we get to Il Satora, or somewhere I have cell reception, I will send messages and
Okay.
try and
I
get
will
us some more information from them."
On the
Thank
off
you.
chance my mother knows something, I will send a message as well.
Also, please ask her, if any of you need to take images through whatever means you have, this information, try and make sure, maximize the possibility that people have as much information as they can so they can give us information that's relevant.
Of course. Of course.
And
Yeah.
Violet's gonna turn to the group, and I think that we need to get the small one some extra medical help for her wing.
Yeah.
Um,
One
yeah,
last-
she will
and
turn.
she needs to see mother and grandmother.
Neraina's still holding her. She's gonna be like, well, let's not overwhelm her. Would you be all right with sharing this with Queen Titania? And looks at Carol. I'm blanking on your mother's name, and I apologize.
Chandria.
And Chandria.
I'm going in front of the queen of the.
Neraina is going to gently
It's
pat her hair and be like,
It's okay. It's okay.
It's
I'll be with.
It's
I,
alright.
Hey,
I didn't mean to overwhelm you. I'm
One
sorry.
second, if I may, I'm going to go up to Amara and go. Don't worry, Amara. You don't have to if you don't want to, and I'll be there with you when it happens. If you're not overwhelmed by the idea.
Okay.
It's your choice. Don't worry. You don't have to.
We
I
can
know it
take
can
the
be a rather
information you have
daunting
given us.
prospect.
Yeah, we can take the information if you don't feel comfortable with it, but it might be better coming from you. You're the one who has the knowledge.
Okay. Okay. Is it
Don't worry.
is it okay for like me to just sit and listen to you guys instead?
Yes, it's fine.
Yes, that's completely fine. Don't worry.
you can pick a head to sit on if you'd like.
It also, we won't be seeing Titania immediately.
No,
You have
no.
time to rest, gather your senses. I understand this is probably a very overwhelming situation for you. One last question I have before you can go ahead and sit and just listen. You were talking about the size of the hunt. You said it was a massive hunt. Have you seen hunts before? Was it larger than them? Or do you not know?
This is the
Like, who-
largest that I have ever seen.
I see. Thank you, Amara. You did well. Good job.
you.
You did, truly. That was really brave.
Yes.
I'm going to give Amara a hug, a tight hug.
She'll hug you
Neraina's gonna
back.
Neraina's gonna gently take her hands out from underneath them when they hug and just kind of give them their moment.
Violet's gonna lean over Neraina's shoulder. This is absolutely adorable.
Yeah.
I'm going to go find Mother.
You do that. I guess we keep looking.
Okay. So, Caro, you go out towards whatever area to find your mother, possibly. The rest of you continue looking around and searching for a variety of different books. However, back to the hunters, finally.
Right, we're still there.
You are still there. You are still at the Hunter Society.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys
Educating ourselves.
have any other questions about demons and demonic beings?
I mean, at this point,
None
almost
that I
anything
feel
Jonathan
like you're
learns
going-
will be news to him, so...
None that I feel like you're going to be answered.
Okay. So you guys head out and start to find a way back to Club Euphoria. You head back and enter Club Euphoria and see Valerie where you left her. She seems to be reading something on her phone.
Well, that's not unusual.
Does she have any sort of particular look about her? Or is she just sort of doom scrolling Twitter?
You gotta be precise.
It looks like she's doom scrolling.
Okay.
She's
Guess
kind of
we'll walk
relaxed.
past then.
She's leaned up against the chair, like kind of the couch, and kind of just reading and scrolling. So you just continue walking past her?
Yeah, she's just doom scrolling. Like, she's just sort of casually going for her phone. I've got no reason to ask if anything's up, so I'll just, like, go past, head up to
Okay,
head up
so you
to my...
head up to your room.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's time to do a debriefing in a controlled space.
As you kind of pass her, Jonathan, she'll stand up and continue walking with you. And as you guys follow Owen up, once you guys are on the first floor, like upstairs, she kind of says to the side, Christian sent me a text. At least I think it's Christian. It was from an unmarked number that I did not have access to. Looks like he's going to be stuck at the Hunter Society for a little bit. Gerald has him running everywhere for shit, and Gerald's not there.
That's unfortunate.
Yep. So it looks like we're down potentially one person.
Oh, well, I'm sure we can get some reading done without him.
Yep, I guess that's what we're gonna have to do. Okay. So the group of you head upstairs. Owen, where are you heading?
Well, that depends. Are we sort of going to do a group debriefing, or are we just... Well, what's the group plan here,
I mean, I
JH?
think first me and Owen would have to exchange what we both gathered, because we didn't really talk much in the archive. So...
Yes, controlled environment.
Yeah, you know, the classic go into our room, close the door,
Discuss.
maybe sit, yeah, and then convene.
So, which room do you guys head into?
The
So the
standard
normal one we use, yeah, top left.
Okay.
The room.
So you open the door, Owen, and you are greeted with Ian.
I forgot they were in there.
You guys went to the
Hold
bathroom.
up, why am I in a closet?
You were in the bathroom. Went to share a bathroom with Valerie.
Yeah, I don't think that's how it's supposed to be happening.
Oh. Hey yo.
At least neither Jonathan nor Valerie is trans.
Do you continue entering into the room? Ian looks to be just kind of looking outside the window.
Oh, we can politely ask them if we can have the room for a few minutes.
Do you do that, Jonathan?
I mean, yes.
Okay, you kind of poke your head in and ask them. You see who you have been introduced to, Violet's mother and Violet's father, of course, who you recognized previously. They both kind of look at you and sigh. We can head out of the room if you'd like, I guess.
Maybe get a drink or some dessert down the kitchen. We shouldn't take long.
Of course. And the three of you enter the room and they exit. Am I okay to stay in here? Ian says, just kind of standing by the window.
I mean, assuming that his family name isn't also on my short list of suspicious families now. Is it?
Ooh.
That sounds like you haven't decided yet.
Oh no.
No, I have a list.
Oh,
Also,
good.
out of curiosity, is the Whitewood family safe?
Aha.
I don't think
I
it really
would
matters
be-
because he's only going to talk with you anyway.
I'm going to assume that the Trevorland family isn't on there.
Yeah.
Good.
The Whitewood family is not on there. However, Thaler is.
Is
You know-
every high ranker on that list?
Not everyone.
Uh-oh.
There are more than 19 high-ranking people.
Yes.
In case if he asks if he has to go too, like, we can call you back a bit sooner, but first there's something else we need to discuss.
He just gives a thumbs up. I'll head to my room. I need a nap anyway.
Right, we'll fill you in later.
So he exits the room, and the group of you are left to your own devices.
Right, I'm going to take this chair.
I assume, Owen, you take the other?
No one remains standing.
Yeah, but like at least move a bit closer,
Valerie will take
Okay.
this chair.
Right then. Considering the weight of what I have to discuss, Owen, do you have any world-shattering news?
Not much. I at least know a little bit more about the demons I was researching, but I've got nothing to pin them down to what exactly I was looking for.
Right. Well, I have here what is most likely the shoddiest cover-up I have ever seen. Or a shoddy job attempting to frame somebody, and I am not sure which option I prefer.
I'm listening.
I found a book of known associates of demons. I decided to look up the various names we are familiar with in this case. I found 19 different people who share the last names of various high-ranking members of our organization. First names successfully redacted, last names less successfully so. Shoddy work, all in all, which makes me somewhat suspicious of the information, but not enough that I can disregard it.
And which... Is there anything of particular note in these names?
Well, less surprisingly, McAllister is on the list. The last name, that is.
Which
see.
we knew already.
Apparently, so is Ian. Or at least a relative of his.
But Ian was taken hostage, wasn't he?
Yes.
I wouldn't rule out the relative idea.
Again,
good
I
as
have
the-
only last names.
As good as the society is, it is a very nepotistic organization.
The level of secrecy sort of incentivizes it. And it wouldn't be the first time we found someone in an enemy prison that ended up not being the enemy of our enemy.
Are there any other names of note?
Well, now I have to ask Nessie because I can't remember if there were any others of note.
Let's
I mean,
look-
besides the last name that I, for the life of me, can't spell. I mean, I can just hand the list over to Owen.
Yeah, you turn the list over to Owen and you pick out a name. You see Levi Zalevo, or at least Zalevo as a last name, but you kind of fill in the blank there. And you know that he was the head of your local council.
Also, Nessie, I presume that Jonathan would have approximated like how many characters that first name would have in the list.
Yes.
Since if he can't read it, he can still tell how long it is.
It's 4 letters, you can assume.
Yeah, so it's not long, so probably a matchup unless he has any relatives with equally short names. But we have at least a rough template of who all the names could be associated with.
You see other names, the last name, Ritter, Macau, Summerholt, Vars, Maester, Oberyn, of course, Phaler's on there also.
Are any of them in particular like the multiples?
You can kind of assume that there are multiple Phalers, multiple McAllisters, and multiple Varses.
Oh, this list, this is not enough for a full takeover, which is the only reason I'm not panicking currently. But it is a suspicious amount. And
Not-
definitely verging on dangerous if we account for the fact that people like Gerald are obviously also compromised in some way or another. How many layers are there to this? How
This
many of them
check
even know
onion.
about each other? Would be just our luck to figure out that the society has been simultaneously infiltrated on 3 different fronts and none of them know about each other.
It's certainly disheartening to know. It's not something you could just leave, but it's...
It's not something we can investigate casually right now. It's something we will have to keep in mind. But
Do we confront Ian about this?
Are you ready to potentially kill him for it? Or would you prefer we treat him as a potential leak and just be careful around him for now?
The way I see it is, killing him doesn't serve as anything. At least not yet. If he is innocent, then he is innocent. If he is not, then he can serve as an in to the rest of them.
If he is guilty, then he poses a risk to all of us because he can expose that we are now aware.
He doesn't know that we're aware.
If we confront him, he does. Right now, he is harmless. It's our choice whether he stays that way.
So then he needs to stay here while we head off to Il Satora. He cannot come with us.
I'm sure we can find an excuse, assign him some reconnaissance some way. Maybe he'll actually turn up something useful. If he is honest, we have nothing to lose by just assigning him a different task. And if he is dishonest, then he's out of the way.
Oh my goodness, we're getting so much lore.
Finally, info!
Congratulations, you have reached my mental map critical mass.
And to add on to that, now McAllister is requesting another report, and I still have no way of truly figuring out how legitimate this actually is. I mean, yeah, I'm sure I will bullshit something up, but still, the fact that I cannot even trust my direct superiors right now.
You see now the problem I had when I found out Gerald was out. It was
Yes,
a hard
most intimate.
pill. It was a hard pill to swallow, Jonathan. Because I had to think and question whether or not you and Christian were bad.
Yet we discovered that Gerald was influenced somehow. But Gerald is but one man. This is a whole web. And we have no idea if it extends further than what I've discovered here. We don't know if Gerald is part of a greater web that extends beyond himself. At this point, anyone could be compromised. Some names I would hesitate to put on that list, and that is just about all I have to go off of. The number of potential contacts is shrinking far faster than I would like it to, and I'm not sure how longer I can keep operating without relying on someone else. This fucking info hazard should have just stayed.
I am enjoying this.
But how many months now since we started this mission? Sort of looking at old.
October of 2024. It is now almost March of 2025.
About half a year, a bit more.
I've been at this for longer than a year now.
So fast. Things can go to shit.
And theoretically, these seeds were being sown well before the war even started.
And yet all this time I was blissfully ignorant. Years of harmless work. Everything, more or less, going to plan, and now in half a fucking year. One
That is.
bit after the other.
That's a hell of a lot of vitriol.
And if we back down, we'll be hunted for the rest of our lives. It's great. Grand.
If we back down convincingly enough, we can pretend at ignorance. Well, not you, Valerie, obviously, but me and Owen. We could. I don't think we have been nailed to anything concrete yet, and if we successfully play at ignorance, some might just assume we are purposefully playing at ignorance, which is just as well.
Can we
I-
convincingly stand down during wartime?
Hmm?
Can we convincingly just stand down during a war?
Oh,
I
we'll
don't-
find out, won't we?
I don't think we can. Because we don't know which side the hunters are even on.
By the hells, if it were within my possibility, I would just shoot everyone on this list. That always solves the fucking problem, doesn't it? It was so much easier when that was the solution to my problems. This is just like me. The first time I'm faced with a problem I cannot solve at muzzle velocity, I can't get anything done.
Gotta use that head of yours, Jonathan.
Oh, it's been a while since that had to happen.
Valerie just kind of rubs her face. Jesus Christ, Jonathan. It was a joke.
Oh, it's got a point, doesn't it?
I don't need to know the last time you've had sex.
It's not what I meant, and you should well know.
Did you just forget I'm standing here?
Mary, please. This is
Owen
not the
literally-
fucking time.
The adults
Owen
are
literally
speaking.
being Owen literally being the third wheel he never asked for.
Yeah.
If I didn't make the joke,
God.
it would have been like cutting pea soup.
What the crack is he smoking?
As in,
Oh God.
I'm trying to make light of the situation instead of being all Debbie Downer. Because if
I
I
don't think there's
don't,
much light to be made.
I'll go mad.
Well, you can join
Tell
me.
us
I'm
you.
already there.
We all. Aren't we all?
You're late to the party, Valerie.
Yeah.
Oh, at this point, just has his head in his hands.
So what do we tell Ian?
We tell him whatever else we figured out about demons. Sprinkle some shit about Owen's personal family drama. That should seem convincing enough. Maybe mention that McAllister showed up and requested another fucking report of me. Pitch it as us deciding what to put into the report. That should work, right?
Yeah, maybe he can come up with ideas then.
Yeah, we
That
can
could
get his input on it.
theoretically could give us a insight into it.
Just know that we might have to treat him as a potential leak from now on.
Yep.
And find a way to subtly tell that to the others.
Well, if we're going to Il Satora and he doesn't come with us, we can just tell them then.
Well, yes, but I'd prefer to limit the amount of sensitive information that gets discussed while he's in the room.
Of course.
Unless we can, like, stage our meeting while he's taking a bathroom break or something, that would be pretty
He's
difficult.
not
otherwise.
coming with us to Il Satora. We can just have him stay here or something.
Oh, let's think of something we can have him do in the meantime so he doesn't feel left out.
Maybe, actually. Idea. What if we sent him into town? Like Il
To
Satora.
To do what?
Go gather us some items. And then we'll meet him down there once we're done having a talk.
So we send him on a grocery run while we do our debriefing.
We don't have to say it is a debriefing. We could say, hey, we're gonna split up. She uses quotation marks. Split up. You know?
It would make more sense if we sent someone with him.
We can send one of them with them. I don't know. I'm throwing
Whatever
ideas
we
out.
do, one person is going to miss the debriefing and will have to be caught up individually later.
I could go with him.
If you want to risk it.
He could. There's so much worse that other people could do to me. He really doesn't scare
It's
me.
not him I'm worried about, it's the other people that I'm worried about. We will, after all, be leaving Club Euphoria.
I'm an unknown person in the elven world.
Yes, well, it's not just citizens of the elven world in Lysadora.
I can wear an outfit or disguise or something.
I mean, if you want to put on a wig and some makeup, how far be it from me to stop you?
I
Just
could always pull my
try
hair
not
back.
to stick out any more than you already do.
I don't know if I'm supposed to take that as an insult or not. Either way, I think that's the best option to go with. Take him along with us then.
Right. That solves one problem. But it's the least of all of them.
Yep.
Unless you count questions like who takes out the trash. That's probably the closest to humor Jonathan's going to get at this point.
You made a joke. Congratulations.
Don't try it.
Maybe. One thing at a time, because we also don't know what the other group has found out.
I doubt it's going to make the situation much better, though. You know, just the feeling every single time
Yeah.
we've discovered new information, the situation has just gotten worse.
I agree. Well,
I legitimately cannot think of a single moment in our investigation where the odds have somehow gotten less bleak through something we've done. Every single step, the fucking iceberg just gets bigger and bigger and fucking bigger.
you're
I
not.
wonder how deep does this fucking rabbit hole go? How many more layers of deception are we going to unearth before we finally hit the bottom? Maybe we already have. Who knows?
You
We will
assume
never
we'll
know.
hit the bottom.
Well, there are 9 layers of hell, so I assume.
What, that all of them have individually infiltrated society? Independently of one another.
Wouldn't be that shocking.
Isn't that what the witches' covens are, Jonathan?
Yes, but they're sort of obvious, aren't they? We're talking about the non-obvious kind of infiltration. You can hardly call what the witches are doing infiltration since we know they're doing it. And even if we find 9 separate layers of all the hells, who's to say they're the only ones? There are more supernatural forces out there. Until we finally put this shit to rest, how the fuck am I ever going to trust anyone at this point? I need to interact with these high-ranking people. And we've just found one web that already encompassed a good part of them. Why didn't I just fucking retire?
Because retiring at like before 30 is dumb and boring.
Have you lost count of time since we last met?
I have not. I'm very fully aware of how old we are. Thank you. Christian's like the youngest
I
of
could-
us, so it doesn't
I
matter.
could have retired. I had the money for it. I don't need much. I could have spent the rest of my life living fairly comfortably out in the fucking countryside, not having to worry about any of this. Someone else would have picked up the slack. There are enough of us here after all. I'm sure you'd be able to do without me.
Make me an insight check.
Can we both?
Yeah, you can both.
Aha, I've got really good insight.
Yeah, so do I.
Yay.
Yee, you get good rolls today.
Nice.
22.
With an 18, you kind of. Oh, and you're watching the back and forth happen between Valerie and Jonathan. And you're kind of side by side next to Valerie, but you kind of see she slightly stiffens at that last comment. However, Jonathan, you're looking directly at Valerie. That last comment hurt a little. You can see by her facial expression, she is contemplating whether or not she could actually do this alone, and or if she prefers you being by her side.
I could be offended by the fact that there's anything to contemplate about this, but I'm not going to.
It's
because I'm
not
that
so much
arrogant.
contemplation, but it's like she kind of thinks about it, and it's like it's more of, you can see she was kind of hurt by that comment. Like, you would even think about that. It's like other people could always have helped her. It's like, no, she prefers you to trust her. Or to trust you.
Yeah, but Donald, like, he might have realized, but he has bigger things to worry about than emotional nuances right now. Well, again, information to be filed away for a time when less problems are present. All I can hope at this point is that whatever the other group discovered gives us some reasonable way of proceeding here.
Yeah, that's all I guess we can hope.
Because what else can we do at this point? All of these routes run way too deep for us to be able to pull them out.
Go kill Ian?
We might be able to cut off one of the heads of this particular Hydra, but I'm sure many more will follow. And then they'll know that it was us who cut off the head.
Yep.
The moment we strike, we lose what potentially little anonymity we currently enjoy.
So
When we
make
strike,
sure-
it must be decisive, and it is not right now.
So we make sure we're ready before we strike.
Unless all of our enemies happen to kill each other, we will need support from higher up, and that will require figuring out which higher up is even still reliable.
Which
That's going to be a
theoretically,
risky game.
they may end up killing each other anyway. That seems what they're doing.
At this point, the best case scenario is to let our enemies tear each other to shreds and clean up what's left. Make sure there's enough power left in the actual loyal faction to clean up whatever survives. That would show our hand, though. Unless we're really subtle about it, and let's be honest, that's not going to happen.
As the group of you continue talking, thinking about everything that has happened, thinking about where you should head next, as well as the rest of the group plans to meet up or potentially find Chandria and then meet up with the council, we will end here for tonight. I think this is a good stop. You guys have learned so much knowledge.
Stick me in a
Goddamn.
lab, let me see what I'll do.
You
I
guys
made
have
the right call.
You
This is
did.
why I have a 20 intelligence in my character. This exact reason. This is what I see Crow as capable of.
You guys have learned so much this week. You've learned a lot in depth. Take this information, think about it, talk with each other, figure out where you guys are going to go from here, and figure out what you guys need to talk to about each other, like to each other. Anyways, we will have a break next week and return back on August 3rd. That is the next session. Okay? I will have all calendars updated, of course. I hope everyone has a fantastic day. I hope you stay safe. I hope you enjoyed everything. And we are going to raid out to Pixie. She is Demon Pixie, my friend. Pixie. They are playing Monster Hunter World.
Ah.
So I hope you all enjoy your time. Hope you enjoyed the stream. Hope you had fun. Again, have a wonderful day, guys. Stay safe. And bye-bye.
Bye.
Rawr.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh.